2.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 17 of the Aegyrian Adventurers Guild. I am your DM, Brad, joined today by my lovely players, and we are going to get right into the action with a recap of what happened last time. This week, the responsibility falls to Fiora, and you know what? Honestly, you probably got a pretty easy job of it. So why don't you tell us what
That's what I
happened
was thinking.
last time?
Honestly, the only thing I remember is the slaughter. But besides that, I'm pretty sure we started off in the like village area because we were on the way to like the temple. Something, honestly. This is going to be a really messy recap, honestly. And we met these dwarves on the way.
No.
I don't know.
We went to see the dwarves because we wanted their mountain climbing wisdom, and then I think we struck a bargain with them for 15% of the profit.
Yeah, 50% is a lot though. Honestly. But anyway, so after a lot of haggling and hoping that they would just not take all of our money, they agreed, but they would need some time to prepare. So we decided to go on to the place we're at now, which I'm pretty sure was the like Temple of Rover or I don't remember
the Shrine of Ramu.
Dang. Yeah. Okay, well, close enough, right?
Yes.
So we decided to walk in there, which was not the smartest idea we've ever had. And then we met a bunch of orcs.
I have to disagree. I object. It wasn't us, it was James, okay?
Yes.
I was for
Friedrich's fault. How could you? How could you? Why is this bard always getting us in trouble?
You gotta give credit where credit is due, okay?
Yeah, okay. Yep, okay. It was all Friedrich's fault. And he attracted a bunch of orcs, and they came jumping at us. Literally 20 orcs were jumping at us, and 3 big-ass swell orkinsons. I'm pretty sure they were called. Yeah, swole, whatever.
Have you given us light on purpose?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure the light is there because now they're finally dead.
They're all dead.
Oh, okay. To switch on the light, you have to kill everyone on the premises.
These foolish orcs, they didn't even fall back to the secondary defenses. Look at this.
They ran out of there. They came
I know.
out of there.
I mean, to be fair, we were all pretty low, so...
Also,
They
They thought they could take us.
most of them ran through the Spirit Guardian's meat grinder and got fucked up before
Ouch.
he fucked them.
Anyway, so a bunch of orcs jumped at us. We killed them. We almost died. Nona hit 2 shots. Nona very much almost died. And then she ran, which was good. And yeah, basically, slaughtered. And that was about that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Listen,
So
if the red bar is above 30%, they're not dying. That's what I say.
the
Exactly.
the one thing I would add basically is that sort of near the beginning when you were like still in town, there was a merchant amongst the council who had kind of like approached you with a sort of
like
side
extra
job.
thing.
Yeah, like a side job
We have
offering.
been commissioned
Yeah.
to retrieve something from the lighthouse, which we sort of decided to do later after visiting the shrine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because this one was closer.
So
And
That
more
is-
important.
that is so that is an option. Is you don't have to do it obviously, but she did promise some payment as well as perhaps there might be something there. Who knows? But anyways, yeah. So we are picking up. Basically, you guys have kind of rested a little bit and recovered from the onslaught of orcs after having been spotted approaching by the sentry. And you're sort of standing outside of the ruined gatehouse. You can see the remains of what was once like a wooden double door, kind of fractured along the floor. The stone is like crumbled and broken. You can see there was like an iron portcullis blocking this, but now you just see like the rusted bars are like cracked and like splayed along the floor, obviously haven't been like barreled through by some of those larger orc like creatures. So it's like big wide open gaps, and I have gone ahead and just revealed the whole map to you, as there are no further enemies to encounter here, so you basically have kind of the run of the place, as it were.
Did any of these orcs and small orcinsons drop any crystals?
They did not seem to, no.
Sad. Alright, into the fort. Da 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 da. I play a little ditty as we're going.
Little ditty.
Little ditty.
And you below your cloak.
And the cloak, of course, billows.
Yeah, so you can see as you step through the gatehouse, there's sort of like these large courtyard areas. And you can see that they are just like littered with bones, broken weapons, and like shattered armor. It seems from conflicts both recent and in the past. And it's sort of like the outer area is sort of drawn into like 4 quadrants of these little courtyards that are all very similarly festooned with carnage.
How old are some of these,
How
like,
terribly quaint.
remains?
It's hard to tell just like at a glance, but definitely like you could, judging by like the level of like rust and corrosion on some of like the metal weapons and armor, it does not appear to be from like very recent conflicts. But then again, it is sort of like the rainy season; things can rust really quickly. It's hard to tell without like sitting down and like you don't have carbon dating necessarily, so.
What an ancient place. Is the door open?
That door is open. Yes, you can see it's kind of been. It's like a double set of double doors. One side has been like kind of pushed open with such like force that it's actually kind of like hanging off the hinges somewhat. So it's just like kind of creaking back and forth, like slightly open, kind of blowing in the wind.
Hog. I step in.
All right, what is everybody
does
else doing?
anyone know what we're looking for?
Everybody else is just way back here still. Friedrich has run off inside.
I mean, he always runs off.
Yes.
I guess you should follow, though.
You need to take care of me.
I mean, we could also use you as bait and then run away whenever something goes wrong.
I have the dragon
Yes.
sword, though.
And since you started this, you can also go and set off the traps.
Do you want me to scout?
You may scout.
I'll scout.
What are you scouting for?
Treasure.
Dragon Slayer swords.
Well, I mean, you can see everything on the map. So like you scout out and you basically can see like, hey, there's 3 rooms here and like these towers and whatnot.
Okay.
There's nothing to.
There's no
There's no like danger or anything to find. There's no upstairs. There's like you see this little kind of like dotted square outline here. I don't know if it's visible to you or if it's on the GM layer, but
Yes.
actually yeah. So I'm like there.
Oh.
That is up above. That's like the Belfry Tower. So that's like up above. There's like a section where the roof is like there's a square cut into it where there's the tower, and you see this bell hanging from.
And there was like ancient, you said, weapons and stuff outside?
Yeah, they look, again, it's hard to exactly date them, but they look as though they've been laying there for some time. Signs of battle, basically, like bones, armor, bits and pieces of broken weapons. You can see that in these 2 like northern courtyard areas, there's a section where there are like troughs laid out that would have been used to like feed and water like horses. You see like hitching posts, like tie down posts for them that are quite rotted. They look as though they haven't been cared for in quite some time. So this place has been abandoned for a while.
I hitched my dead horse to the rotted.
Yeah, sure, totally.
I would like to inspect this room.
Yeah, there's a shrine there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you walk through the main hall where there's these crumbling pillars. It's 40-foot high vaulted ceiling. You notice that there are humanoid bones like littering the dusty floor inside of here as well. And you kind of make your way through into the room beyond, and you see that there are like 6 stone pillars bracing a vaulted ceiling of the temple, the floor of which is buried under this very thick layer of dust. You see there are 4 humanoid skeletons in tattered priestly vestments lying near a stone altar that is situated in an alcove under 4 narrow windows. And you can see that carved into the front of the altar there is kind of what appears to be a lightning bolt crossed with like a wizard's staff, like behind an open book. And any of you who have any sort of like religious proficiency, or Friedrich as well would recognize this as the sort of holy symbol of Saint Ramu.
On the staff or the book?
Well, that is the holy symbol is the lightning bolt, the staff, and the book, like all combined together. That is the holy symbol.
All right.
Oh, okay. I thought there was like actually.
No. It's a carving.
Okay, gotcha,
It's a
gotcha,
carving
gotcha.
on the front of the.
Ah, I get you.
All right.
All right, interesting.
Do you know if these holy types tend to have like secret rooms, treasure?
We were supposed to be getting inside.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, but this place has been abandoned for quite a long while, so I think if there was anything, it's been picked clean a long time ago.
Do orcs tend to thoroughly search things?
Maybe. He says very unassuredly.
I'm gonna search around the altar for like any sort of secret anything.
Okay, yeah,
Secret compartments, probably.
you begin to do that. It's going to be a process. Does anybody else want to do anything in the meantime? Sug is like
Oh,
pitching
Saint Ramu! Please give us guidance!
I
Fall
was
to
That's
my
good,
knees.
that's
front of
Keep it
the
up, keep it
altar
up.
and meditate, and maybe is struck by the lightning of knowledge and foresight.
as you
You guys,
do.
you guys are good at this. Keep it up.
All right,
I'm gonna begin a short rest.
Okay, you just gonna begin it out there, or
I'm gonna basically chill out like in the open space, not in the room full of.
Can I short rest while I call upon Saint Ramu?
I don't know. It's very it's very hard work, beseeching the gods, as it were. No, yeah, you
Saint
can
Ramu!
you can like
It's very
do it
hard work
during-
deceiving the gods.
Roll your percentile dice.
Theron, what are you? Are you just hanging out there with Sug, or are you gonna join everybody else in the temple?
I'll do the same as Sog, I think.
Okay, yeah. So you're just camped out, like sitting out in the courtyard or whatever.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this before we. I'm gonna use my harness power to get us like a level spell slot back.
Why exactly did you come here again?
Seek guidance on the location of the dragon.
All right. Yeah. So Nona, you're kind of like combing around the base of the altar, looking for some sort of like secret compartment or some sign of like a hidden room or something of the likes. While Friedrich is just sort of like loudly beseeching the assistance of the gods, very distractingly. Asha, meanwhile, is just sort of like sat, kind of like cross like meditating basically in front of this altar. And I think after.
I got the image that she just has a scowl on her face whenever I'm being a bit too loud.
Yeah. So after a while of sort of like sitting there, Nona, at this point you've like kind of combed over like the whole altar, and you're pretty like satisfied that there's like nothing really like hidden or secret here. You kind of tap on the sides of it, try to like give it a push, check the floor for scratch marks, all that nonsense, and you don't really
All the rogue stuff.
Yeah, don't really come up with much of anything. Friedrich, you eventually just like your throat grows hoarse from all the shouting, and it doesn't really seem to be like bringing on much of anything. And Asha, as you're sort of sat there, eyes closed, trying your best to focus and past Friedrich's shouting and the noise that it is creating.
Despite the austere circumstances.
Once I like start coughing and give up and just make my way out, that's when it happens.
I think you all hear, and this includes like everybody in the courtyard, begin to hear this sort of like rumbling kind of noise, and like the sky up above like darkening, and you see flashes of kind of like yellowish blue light caught between the clouds.
I tell my horse to get in my bag very quickly.
Yeah, it sort of
So,
begins
are you
to
people in the yard happy you stayed there?
disassemble itself.
I'm like standing next to the door.
And it begins like pouring pretty quickly.
Oh, it's raining again? For fuck's sake, man. Time to go inside.
Yeah.
If I don't see anything more happening in the sky, I will walk back inside.
No sky faces. You must
Sky
find the
faces.
Holy
Yeah,
Grail.
it just seems to be like building up, like a storm kind of building up.
I was just looking to see if any thunderous boars spawned out of the sky over here, basically.
No, actually, the reason the storm was beginning was because I wanted to lure you all inside to where the thunderous boar was going to spawn.
I knew it.
The doors, of course, locked behind us.
Yeah, totally. Doors slam shut, so you got nowhere to run.
I mean, there's holes in the wall.
There are quite a lot of holes in the wall.
There are vaulted windows with
The
glass
walls
in
actually
them, I
also
presume.
meld shut.
Yep, all the bricks just
Yeah,
fly back
you
into
know,
place.
somebody casts like shape stone.
Damn
and
druids.
Just... Yeah. Anyways, no, yeah. So you all then kind of like come inside, sheltering from the storm and whatnot. And I think at this point, you notice as the storm kind of like reaches its peak, you hear like the droning like thunder outside. That there seems to be this kind of light like entering into the shrine area. Kind of, it looks like the sun sort of like shining through these very dirty, like stained glass windows that are like set into that alcove, and the light kind of begins to very like struggle to break through the darkness of like the dust and grime that has coated the windows, and bits of it are kind of like falling like tiny little beams upon the altar.
Frederick quickly help it prestidigitate the glass.
What?
Is this normal?
Oh, it's obviously trying to give us a sign. Help it.
Yeah, what do you do?
I'm in the other room.
I try to get closer to the altar to see what is the pattern. The
I
rays.
got like, hey, one
Trying
of
to
you
draw.
more religious people, can you come look?
I've heard of gods in my time.
That's better than me.
Get over here, Sug.
Yeah, Asha, as you're kind of like looking at it, you could see like the way that these rays of light are kind of like falling onto the top of the darkened altar. Does seem to like be beginning to like try like creating some sort of like pattern, but like there's not enough of them getting there to like fully reveal what is going on.
So some
And I
water.
repeat my request. Friedrich, clean up the window.
I clean up the window.
All right, yeah. So you begin to sort of, snap your fingers, and the grime and dirt built up over the years kind of begins to like bubble away, disappearing and allowing more of the light to kind of pour through the windows. And you see, it's very strange. Like it's immediately recognizable to you that this is not like some sort of natural phenomenon. The shadows that are falling on the altar from these windows and the rays of light do not correspond to what the actual images are. But as these shadows fall on the altar, you notice they begin to create what looks like some sort of like a very rudimentary map. Difficult necessarily to totally grasp. It does seem to be portraying some sort of like mountainous area. And there is a section of it with
Question, I think, did the Adventurers Guild provide us a map of the area?
I think you would have like a general like map of the area. Probably.
Can we overlay the race with the map? I mean, put the map on the altar.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah. So you place the map down and like.
Wait, is the altar wet?
No.
It's
not.
Damn,
No,
I thought I
it's
was gonna be able to
inside.
use my shape water.
You could make
Put
it
the
wet, I suppose.
Nah,
you
put
really
the fucking
wanted
map
to.
down. Fine,
All
fine.
right. So yeah, you put the map and you spread it out, and you begin to notice that the patterns kind of begin to of the light begin to like match up with the map. It takes some shifting around. You kind of have to like shift it a little bit just to get it to line up exactly. But eventually, the shadows of the light beams kind of begin to match up with the map itself, and you hear this like loud crash of thunder, kind of like echoing through the room, and then there is this bright light that kind of seems to emanate out from like just above the altar, like coalescing from these windows, kind of taking over your vision. The room is just like drowned in just like pure, brilliant white, and you kind of close your eyes instinctively for a moment, and then the five of you find yourself. You're all there. You're together. You can see each other, but you find yourself kind of in a completely different place, strange and unfamiliar. This kind of drifting like void almost. You could see like bright lights of stars amidst this kind of like blackened void, and this bright white light in front of you. And you can see it appears as though there are maybe like a dozen or so other figures kind of like surrounding this light, like a little bit below it, surrounding this light, but you can't quite make out their figure. They're just kind of like these vague sort of like illuminated silhouettes of like humanoid figures down below. And I think as you're there and you're not quite sure what to make of this, you hear a sound like a bell, but it's not like a normal bell. There's something sort of transcendental about it, like more melodious, like beautiful sounding. Like Friedrich, you're pretty like well like acquainted with like music and like in pitch and stuff like that. The sound that this
You sure about that?
As much as he claims otherwise, and you might think otherwise, he is proficient in those sorts of things. The sound that this bell makes is like absolutely like pitch perfect. There's no flaws in it at all. It's just very solid, like this tonal note that kind of like rings out, and as it does, suddenly the void kind of gives way, and you all find yourself like you feel as though you're being lifted upwards, and suddenly, rather than void all around you, you see sky, clouds, and as you look down, the ground below you, you see off in the distance vast forests covering the landscape, towering mountains kind of coming out from it, and suddenly you hear this voice kind of echoing through your minds, and it says a single word. It says seek. And you find your vision sort of shifting and floating, and suddenly you soar like through the air towards this mountain peak in the distance. And as you get closer, you see there is built into the side of the mountain this massive crumbling ruin of a castle, this fortress built high up in the mountain, covered in ice and snow. And as you drift closer, you can see the rooftop is open, covered in like a solid layer of ice and snow. And you see there slumbering this massive white-scaled dragon. And then as you see this, suddenly you're sort of like pulled back. Like you snap back into your senses. There's a sound of a large sort of like crackling of thunder as you come to. The light is kind of like gone, but you notice that on your map as this happens, lightning kind of comes down through the the stained glass, like 4 different arcs of lightning all coalesce into one spot, burning a mark on your map somewhere in the Icehold Mountains.
Oh.
Okay, that's the friendly
Oh.
I'm looking for.
Bad
Thank you,
trip.
Saint Remo. I lift my head and I say thanks to the heavens.
It's always nice to be considerate to the high powers.
You didn't slip me some of your mushrooms, did you?
Bad trip. Bad trip.
And then after this happens, the light begins to like fade. The crackling of thunder kind of subsides a bit. You see, the energy kind of like within the room begins to like coalesce almost, and floating maybe like a foot or so off the face of the altar, you see a single brilliant purple crystal.
I grab it.
Okay.
No, I snatch it before you. I'm
Okay.
closer.
I guess make dexterity checks, but you have disadvantage, Friedrich, because you're a step behind basically.
9.
Okay, yeah. So you see Friedrich going out to grab for it, and Asha, you just reach up and yank it. And as you grab it, you feel like this power kind of like coursing like through you, as you could feel like there's this intensity within this crystal. And as you hold it, you kind of like pull it closer to yourself, like opening your hand, looking at it. It's glowing like brilliantly. You see it begins to shine, like filling the room with this purplish light, and then a few seconds later, just kind of like seems to crackle outward. You can see this like lightning effect that lashes out from the crystal towards like yourself, but also like all of your friends. But it doesn't hurt. Like you don't feel like a burning sensation. You just feel this kind of like empowerment almost. And you all receive 1 charge of a charm of heroism.
Damn, I thought you were gonna say we were level 6.
Wow.
Charge of heroism. What does that do?
So the charm of heroism grants you a use of basically an effect that is like the potion of heroism. You can activate it, and for an hour, you are under the effects of the bless spell. And you also gain temporary hit points. Normally it is 10, but in this case, with this charm and this usage, it is 40 temporary hit points.
40? 40?
Yes.
That
Holy
sounds like we're
shit.
going to need it.
Holy shit. Alright. Charm of heroism. 1.
1.
Yes, as
1
the,
is perfectly enough.
As this crystal of light basically infuses its power into you.
The bless spell. That's a spell that Sug uses.
Is it?
Wait, so okay, so we get bless is the one where we get a D4.
Mm-hmm.
And we also get 40 extra hit points.
Mhm.
Holy shit! All right, I'm ready to kill dragon. Who's ready to kill dragon? I'm ready to kill dragon. Oh fuck! All right, cool. That was
And then
interesting. What happens to the
room-
crystal?
It disperses with this kind of like bestowing its energy.
Okay.
But you can kind of
Look
like
at the-
feel like you feel like this kind of like charged sensation basically like in your chest.
Oh, good trip. All right, I look at the map. So where it's marked now, man.
Yeah, there's actually like a burn. Let me drag you over. There's basically like a mark burned into your map, right about
Which hex?
here.
That hex. Nice. Perfect. El Dragono. Let's make it red.
That's a white dragon. Why is it so tiny?
Not
now
too
it's
big.
too big.
Make it white or blue.
It's kind of a
It's not really
Well,
visible.
see, the thing is, like,
in
no
red.
matter what color he makes it, it's probably not going to be too visible because it doesn't have a stroke around it.
Oh, there's more fonts now?
There's
There's
a
more fonts
couple,
in
yeah.
Roll20.
They all look the same, to be honestly, but
Yeah, a lot of these actually don't look that different.
there's
No, hang
different
on.
there's different kerning on them, I suppose. But anyways, so yeah, you see that. There you go.
There we go. Classic Candle.
Think
Oh,
we
God.
found our dragon.
Okay, that's enough of playing around with that for now.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, so I think
All
as you are all like settling from this vision, you get zapped by this crystal basically. You can still hear like the after sounds of like that bell ringing out. As you realize that like it wasn't just like the fictional like proverbial bell you were hearing. It was like the actual bell of this temple ringing out, and you can still kind of
nice.
hear it.
So, I pick up the mat, and then I'll turn to everyone, pull it open with the mark on it. It's like, everyone, I did it! We got the location.
You did it.
I did this.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever you need to encourage yourself. Is your tank spear point on the dragon attack now. However, please remember we have to make a detour by the lighthouse.
Oh yeah, that too.
I mean, if we go to the lighthouse first, is the dragon gonna have moved? Probably not, right? Looks pretty
Dragon's-
comfortable there.
Look,
It's probably its
we
lair.
know where it lives.
Looks
Sooner
pretty
or later it
comfortable.
will come home.
Brad,
Actually,
was there-
if we were to
is this-
get there and it wasn't there, it might be actually better for.
Yeah, I know, right? Brad,
True.
when we saw the dragon in its lair, did it have a horde? A horde of shiny things?
So it was
Yes.
a very quick vision that you saw. You flew over, you saw the dragon like resting on the like on the rooftop. You didn't see any signs like of the horde, but everything was just buried in snow and ice.
Look,
Very well.
just be grateful the dragon didn't see us back.
Alright,
I mean,
well,
we're pretty
I don't
far away, so it's still like.
But it's
I
a
don't know.
magical
Wow.
vision, and if we went as far as that ruined castle, it's entirely possible we would have been seen as well. So
I don't know if dragons
think
can see
that's
astral projection though.
unfortunate.
They're magical
Yeah.
creatures, aren't they?
True. Some of them. Oh, actually not. Yeah, pretty much all of them, yeah. Alright, cool. Hey, Brad, did we finish our short rest?
Yeah, I mean it hasn't quite been the hour, but if you want to sit around, nothing in particular
Ice.
else seems to happen.
Yeah.
Short rest.
The ringing of the bell continues for maybe about like a minute after the whole thing is done. It's just slowly like settling back into position. So you hear like it loud, and then it kind of settles down and becomes quieter and quieter, and then eventually just stops. And yeah, you're able to complete the
Okay,
the
so
short rest.
Don't
can
forget
we
your song of
consider
rest.
a short rest completed?
Yes.
By the way, do my death throws reset or not yet?
Yeah. As
That's
soon
a
as
decent
you're conscious again, any of your like death saves reset.
Okay. What's my HP? 10. I will probably want to hit dice, which
And,
gets it to
don't remember-
4.
Classic.
You also get if you spend any, you get an extra d6 from Bridget, but only once. You only get one extra.
Can I roll it once now?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can roll the extra d6 once.
D6. Oh, nice D6.
I didn't bother rolling.
So
I didn't
that's a
bother rolling.
9.
Oh, Fiora, you got a hell of a good D6. Look at that.
I know, right?
I didn't bother rolling after you rolled
How
my
does that work?
Yeah,
And
really.
I will
I
probably want
really
to-
rolled really well. Perfect.
Oh, that's an 8. Okay.
You can't roll better.
True.
Okay, I suppose I'm happy.
And I get all my stuff back.
Yeah, ta.
Also, guys, if we're not in a hurry, I'd like to get up on the bell tower and check if there is anything interesting up there.
Oh, there's the bell.
Yes,
I mean,
there
you could
is a
probably
balcony,
look
but
pretty
there is
far as
an-
well.
But I'm jumpy and dexterous and not burdened by armor.
Alright,
Very
go
well.
ahead.
Yes, what do I need to do it?
All right, so looking up at this, you can see again this area has like a 40-foot high vaulted ceiling, and then there's like a 10-foot square hole cut into that ceiling where the tower actually is built. And you can see up above, you can see the bell up above, kind of illuminated by the outside light. It appears to be made of like solid copper or something of the likes, very untarnished copper. But as you look up, curiously enough, there's not a bell hanging from the little I don't know what the hell it's called, but the little like inner portion that actually makes the hitting sound. There's not a rope tied to that. Like normally there'd be a rope so you could like swing it, right, and like ring the bell. There's no rope. So as far as you can see, at least from the outside, there's no way to like climb up there. Theoretically, if you could get up onto the roofs, you could scramble up the rooftops and like into the bell tower. But there's no like internal way to climb up there.
Let's try the outer wall. Let me think which would be closest or make the most sense.
So basically,
Okay, I will try to see what's on the outside. Any footholds, handholds?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of like crumbling walls and stuff that create like a lot of like handholds and footholds. So the roofs over these two like sort of side sections here, they are kind of like slanted. At their lowest point, they're 15 feet above the ground. They go up to about like 20 feet above the ground, and then there is a separate roof section kind of over the main like mass of this area. The lowest point of which is 10 feet above the peak of the lower roofs, so 30 feet above the ground, and then it peaks up to the full height of 40 feet where it meets the bell tower. But
I suppose I'll try
there are
this
like
side.
crumbled walls and like handheld, so you can attempt to climb up it if you would like.
Yes, I'm curious. I suppose I've been bitten by Friedrich, and
I'll give
curiosity
her-
is contagious.
I will give her the help action.
How are you helping her
Yes,
in this
please,
situation?
someone just give me a
You can
boost
do it,
so I can
Asha!
grab.
Shouting words of encouragement is not exactly
Fine, I'll
helpful.
give her
You
the
could give her a
boost.
bardic inspiration, and that would be helpful. But yeah,
I'll give her guidance.
Yeah, give her that. Yeah, I'll give her the
No,
boost.
just come here and let me stand on your shoulders.
All right, fine. There, stand on my shoulders for fuck's sake.
okay, yeah. So you go over there and give her a boost, and that will actually be helpful. Yes. So, if you would like to climb up, go ahead and give me a strength athletics check.
You have guidance. You get +1.
Athletics, just a regular strength.
Yeah, unless you
Oh
want
my.
to.
I'm really determined to get there, you know?
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, so you like Friedrich kind of like gives you a boost up, and I mean, you know, it was helpful. Sort of. You probably could have done it on your own, but you know, at least he feels like he contributed. Yeah, so you scurry up onto the roof, and it has those sort of like clay like roofing tiles. It's not like shingles, it's like tiles basically, that are like crumbling and falling. And there's a moment as you're like climbing up there where you think you're gonna fall because like you grab one of these tiles and it just like slides out from you and creates kind of this cascade that collapses down and like shatters to the ground. But you manage to like quickly like scramble and grab a hold of another one. And so you manage to like make it up to
Did
that.
Friedrich, who was standing underneath me, manage to get out of the way of this clay shower?
Luckily enough for him, there is an overhang on the roof, so they kind of just went over him and like crashed behind him.
Okay, do I make my way up successfully?
Yeah, so you successfully make it up to like the first section. So you're at the peak of that main roof where there's now like a 10-foot gap before the next roof. So you make it up to the top of the first 20 feet. But now you have to clear another 10 feet to get up to like the next roof section. So why don't you give me another athletics check?
Okay, when is that time where I can use my dexterity instead of my strength? I'm
Well,
supposed
if
to
you
be able to
summon-
do it at some point.
If you summon your arms, you can use your wisdom instead of your strength. As you can like you summon the arms to like help pull you up or shove somebody or something like that.
Where is my wisdom?
I mean, do you have proficiency in athletics?
I have proficiency in acrobatics, which I don't know why I'm not allowed to use.
All right.
Yeah, this is like climbing. It's more of like an athletic kind of thing. But if you summon your arms, you can do it with your wisdom bonus instead of your strength bonus.
Don't worry. If you're at risk of falling, then you can use your acrobatics.
Yeah, acrobatics is
Uh,
more of like, stopping a fall or, tumbling or whatever. If there was something to like parkour on, you could like use acrobatics to parkour, but there's not really anything to like do that. There's no like beams jutting out or anything like that. This is just a straight up climb.
maybe one of these days. I don't know. My wisdom is 4 and my strength is 5. I don't think it's worth it.
No, because you're not a strength save, it would be a strength check, so it would just be a +1.
Yeah,
Oh
you
well,
actually rolled
let's
the
do
other.
another strength. Will that give me up there?
So that should only be a +1.
It's
because-
2, right? Or oh no, you have the item that gives you.
Yeah,
+1
it's got a +1 on saves. So yeah, it's +1. So this is 11. You struggle for a bit, like trying to like reach up and climb up to that last section, but the roof here is like it's like slick with something, and you're not really making much progress. Every single time you think you get close, you just kind of like fall back to that like peak. You don't fall far enough to like take damage or anything like that, but you're not really able to make progress just here. A lot of the handholds, as you're like grabbing them, they're crumbling away, so you're not quite able to get like closer.
I have my lasso rope from when I was trying to grab the sword in the dragon tomb. Is there anything I can latch it on and help myself up?
If you want to give me a call it a dexterity check to like throw it up and try to like latch it onto something up above.
I'm trying to find where is my dexterity.
It's
In the
on the
same
left hand
places.
side. It's just not the save one. Don't roll the +9 one. Just click on the word dexterity above the 5.
Oh, that's what I was looking for because the word itself lights up, but not numbers.
Okay. Yeah. So as you kind of toss it up, you feel it kind of like hitch on something. You're not sure whether or not you can't see what it latched onto, so you're not sure whether or not it's created like a stable enough thing for you to pull on. But you give it like a tug,
When I
and it
pull
seems to
on
be
it,
okay.
doesn't give.
It seems to be okay just pulling on it, but again, it's hard to like unless you want to pull your whole weight onto it, it's hard to tell whether or not it's gonna hold up.
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
I mean, try to use it and climb up.
Okay. Yeah. So as you go, you begin to climb up on it, and you get to the point where you can like grab onto the ledge, and suddenly like you feel like your weight shifting as the rope gives out. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, this is the dexterity saving throw.
So as soon as you feel that shift in weight, like you feel yourself falling, you instinctively lash out and manage to grab onto the lip of the roof. As the rope like slips free, it like slides down the roof and like kind of falls past you, but you're now like dangling from the roof up above, and you can pull yourself up successfully. So you're now successfully
Yes.
on the top portion of the roof.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm determined.
It's pretty high up now at this point. Looking down at the ground below
Okay, is there a nice view?
you. Yeah, I mean the area around this shrine is basically just a bunch of like flat plains. You can see like the ocean like far off in the distance, because you are pretty close to the shore. So I think you could just like barely see like the ocean, but again, everything is kind of very
also,
like foggy.
The lighthouse we are supposed to be making our way to, is it also visible?
No, that is too far away from your current location to actually like see out on the horizon.
Okay, I would like to make my way to the bell itself and touch it
Sure.
if anything happens.
Yeah, so you climb your way up to where this kind of like square bell tower is, and you can see like the bell held aloft by these sort of wooden crossbeams, and there's like this iron fixture basically like bolted to the beams that's holding the bell in place. And as you go up, kind of examining the bell, push on it, it doesn't feel like as heavy perhaps as you would expect. Normally, like a bell like this would just be like incredibly heavy. This one doesn't feel like super heavy. It's about like 3 feet wide. Actually, kind of small for the size of this bell tower. This bell tower looks as though it was made to hold like a much bigger bell. This one's maybe only about like 3 feet wide and appears to be sort of like solid copper. But as you get closer, with your passive perception, you notice that the copper is sort of like peeling in places, almost as though it was like a thin coating rather than what the bell was actually made of. And you get closer,
And if I scratch it,
scratching off at it, you realize that beneath the like copper veneer, the bell appears to be made of solid gold.
can I look down through the hole into the shrine itself?
You can't. It's like 40 feet, like a little bit more than 40 feet, like directly down below you. Yeah.
Yes,
very
just
much feel
looking,
like
not
you should
dropping
let
yet,
people know,
because yes, that's what I intend to do and tell everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have literally hit gold. This baby up here is solid beauty. Is anyone interested in a bell made of gold?
1, that bell's probably super heavy. 2, we are in a shrine.
Yes, that's the only thing stopping me, because I'm sort of thankful to the Saint Remo for giving us
helped
his
us
guidance, and I
out.
don't want to anger him.
I don't want to get hit by. I don't want to get struck by lightning.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, the shrine is very much abandoned and
Okay, but still.
very much desecrated already as well.
Also, that bell is probably way too heavy.
Yeah.
Giving it a quick look over, Asha, you yourself can't really like see an easy way to detach the bell other than like smashing the beam up, which I mean is a very thick, heavy like wooden crossbeam. It's more than you could do with like your fists or like a quarterstaff or something like that. But theoretically, like there's like an iron fixture basically there. Theoretically, somebody who knew like how to like undo it could like undo like the fixture. It would just cause the bell to drop, but it's likely the bell wouldn't really sustain that much damage from a fall like that. But you don't know how to like unfasten it from this fixture. You would need somebody who is like proficient in carpentry or smithing or something of the likes.
I suppose we can note it for future reference. Is the bell visible from down below, right?
Yeah, you can see it from down below.
Okay, and Friedrich can cast illusions.
I don't know, can he?
Friedrich, can you? James, are you with us?
I have been known to cast minor illusions with prestidigitation. It's true.
Okay, because I'd like you to glamour it back to copper.
Well,
so it doesn't gleam and
you only
attract
scratched off like a little bit, right? Like you didn't. It would have taken a while to like uncover the whole bell.
To scratch the whole. Even if I get my other arms out.
What are you trying to do right now?
I'm trying to save the treasure and come back for it later with a team.
Save the treasure.
Because you are very well known for coming back later to retrieve the treasures that you've left there.
Hey, listen, that whole place collapsed. Not our fault.
Yeah.
And there's a spooky ghost. Well, anyway, should we go to the? Should we just go to the
my greed
lighthouse?
is pulling at me, but my remains of religious and I don't know, spiritual
deference to the higher powers tell me not to touch it.
How about we just go to the lighthouse where we know there's going to be something where we can get money from?
Yes, but it's a lump of
I vote
gold just
lighthouse.
hanging there.
I vote lighthouse.
Yeah, let's go.
You're no fun. Okay, someone catch me. I'm going to jump.
I got you.
I open up my arms wide.
Besides,
I'll
besides,
volunteer.
I had this thingy here where slow fall. There it is. Beginning at 4th level, you can use your reaction when you fall to reduce the falling damage you take at your monk level. 5 times my monk level, which is my level. I don't know.
Your level is 5, so you'd be able to reduce like any fall damage you take. You can reduce by 25. You could actually literally just jump from the top of this roof and not take any damage because the most it can deal you is 16 damage, I think.
Yeah, like you can jump from 40 feet without ever taking damage, and you could jump from like 50, 60 feet and probably still not take any damage. So this is, based on the roll.
And if I carefully make my way down the roofs, I mean the layered roofs, how I came up, I'd be safely on the ground, right?
I mean, you would, but it wouldn't look as cool.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, just jump.
Yes.
The end result would be the same, but it wouldn't look as cool.
Jump.
3-point landing as a superhero pose is way cooler than climbing down the building.
Yes, then I suppose I give it a final.
So since you're proficient in acrobatics, you can do a bunch of like fancy flips while you're jumping down.
Yeah, if you really want to show off,
anyway.
if you really want to show off on the way down, you can make an acrobatics check and see how show offy you can make your fall.
Well, I suppose I will touch the bell a final time, caress it gently. Hopefully, it will make that beautiful sound again in parting because we found each other. And then I sigh deeply, sorrowfully, and just jump into the opening of the bell tower. Let's see. Maybe the acrobatics will come in handy. I pressed it.
Yeah, 17, not bad. I mean, you kind of do this sort of like front flip basically down out of the tower. You kind of like Assassin's Creed style are like falling, and then at the last second you kind of like tumble and like roll into like this 3-point landing at the inside of the temple. You do not take any fall damage.
Sag and Fiora are very surprised to suddenly find me at their backs.
Yeah.
Oh well, my curiosity is satisfied, but I've been outvoted by the majority.
You were still unsure yourself.
No, I wasn't.
Oh my god. Lighthouse time.
Yep.
But I suppose it's for the better, and I can save the.
Forget about the bell. Forget about the bell. Let's go.
There is no bell. There's no such thing.
Actual
yes,
gremlin.
I will pretend this helped me save the tattered remains of my. I don't know, my being a good person.
Sure.
That's why you're considering glamoring it so you could still take it.
Absolutely. I don't know. Then once we defeat the dragon and we come back with the good news to the people of Phandalin, we tell them about this shrine and how helpful it was and how it needs restoration. And once the carpenting team gets up there, and hey, it's an ugly copper bell, not worthy of this place, and it needs to come on. It needs to be replaced.
This seems like a very roundabout plan for trying to steal a bell.
This is my 50-step plan to legitimately steal this bell from this temple. Come on.
Yes, and you get it down with others' effort. You take it, and you even contribute towards the new bell.
How big is this bell, Brad? Like, how much would it weigh?
So
oh my
looking
god.
at it, it's about like 3 feet across. Let's see, it's small by like bell standards.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the vicinity of like 50 to 100 pounds or something. Obviously, like you were just like pushing up against Sarah or Asher was just like pushing up against it, so couldn't get like a good like estimate of the weight. But it doesn't look like it would be like that heavy. Then again, it is gold.
Yeah. Gold's not that light, or not that heavy. Is it metal?
Gold is like very heavy.
No.
Gold is extremely heavy.
It's very dense metal.
It's dense, but like, whatever. Yeah, I mean, like that's honestly probably something Sug could carry, but I don't want to climb up there and get it down.
No, forget the bell.
But what if?
Damn.
All right, you know
But
what?
I'm still not giving up on that plan.
I want to make a wisdom check to see how badly I would like to get the bell.
Oh my fucking god.
Everybody else is leaving.
Oh, you know what?
Oh.
That's a good bell.
Good bell.
Good bell.
Everybody
Oh,
else is
God.
like walking away at this point, and you just. Oh,
I'm just
man,
like
that
I'm just like
bell.
standing there with my hands on my hips, staring at that bell, like that's probably worth some money. It's fine. It's fine. We'll
But
come
is
back.
it-
We have to come
That's
back
okay,
this way,
Doug.
right?
No, I
Leave
mean,
the unbelievers. We can come back for it later.
You're heading
Just
like
the two
north
of us.
up
Oh
the
my God.
coast. So like presumably like you would be going that way afterwards.
Yeah.
Or that way. You wouldn't
Okay.
double back this way, but I mean you could.
How long did it take Asha to get up there? It took her a hot minute, right?
It was maybe like a minute or two. She seemed to like struggle like a bit when she got to the second section, but the first section she
Several-
made it up pretty quickly.
So I will just say, like, hold on one second. He'll give himself a quick guidance and see if he can, like, just get up the first bit of roof or of building.
Sure, make
Oh
an
my
athletics
God.
check.
That looks okay. I'll get my guidance. I can't forget my D4. 9, Brad.
Obviously,
Very
your
good.
horse is helping you, right?
No, he's not. Actually, you know what? I guess
I
he
mean-
could. I could just stand
I mean-
on his back and get up there.
Either way.
Wait, we have this horse, which is not a battle horse, but how did you call it? A luggage horse?
He's a riding horse.
No, it was meant to be carrying things.
A draft horse? Is he? I don't think he's a draft.
He's a riding horse. It's a riding
Yeah,
horse.
He's made for speed.
Fast.
That's
Yes, for the wind to go through his
Yeah,
ribs.
that's why you know, they took off all the excess weight
Yeah.
to, you know, make him faster.
Need for speed. I could technically stand on his back, right, though, for the first part.
Yeah, but even with the advantage of a 14, that is just not enough to like grasp onto the roof and pull yourself up.
He's like, no, it's not worth it, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
All right,
Oh, well, I tried.
an attempt was made. All right, yeah. So I guess you guys begin to make your way. I think that was this was kind of like close to like the end of the day. I think if I remember correctly. 'Cause, yeah, that's about 30 miles. So.
Well, we're going to the lighthouse, aren't we?
Oh wait, no. Yeah. So you would
Mhm.
do.
You better be. You denied me the bell. Now you owe me the treasure from the lighthouse.
What do you mean we denied you the bell? You yourself were unsure if you even wanted the bell.
So judging by your.
Of course I wanted it. I wasn't sure if I'd get away with getting it. That was my dilemma.
Oh my God.
So, judging by your current position on the map and the approximate distance to where like the marking was that the merchant left on your map, you would basically, if you traveled for the rest of the day, you would get there like basically at the end of the sort of typical amount of time you would travel. It wouldn't be like dead of night. You'd be arriving there kind of like in the evening when you would normally like be setting up camp and whatnot. So yeah, you would arrive there basically at like nighttime.
What was supposed to be in the lighthouse? We're stopping there for a reason, right? The lady asked us to.
Yeah, she asked you to find basically some cargo, like a small little like lockbox of some sort that had been lost in a shipwreck.
But she didn't tell us that the lighthouse is inhabited or anything.
No, she said that it was like kind of like known for having a lot of shipwrecks near it. So there's like
It's a shitty lighthouse.
rumors and shady activity around it, but she doesn't know whether or not it's like, you know, rumors that it's haunted, rumors that it's cursed.
I vote we long rest outside the lighthouse.
Rumors that the lighthouse keeper is an
Yeah,
asshole.
Maybe we long rest like about an hour before we get to the lighthouse.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys basically head there and like make camp in the wilderness along the coast?
Yes, inside of the lighthouse, but not quite stepping on the premises.
Sure. Yeah, I'll say as you guys are like setting up camp there, I think you notice kind of like as you're kind of taking your watches, that the you can see basically. I'll give you like basically you see that there's this high cliff like hugging the coastline in this area, so you can see basically like you're camping kind of like up above. It's like a cliff along the coastline. There's an outcropping of rock, basically like this peninsula of rock surrounded by water. There's a very narrow causeway that connects it kind of like to the beach and cliff like above, like in the surrounding area. And there's this stone building like built atop the outcropping, basically surmounted by this lighthouse tower. So there's like a little building and then like the lighthouse on top of it. And you notice that there is, as it gets darker, there's this very eerie green light that seems to pulse out from the beacon of the lighthouse that shines kind of like eastward out to the sea. Yeah, you can see this like green pulse of light, and it almost seems to be like it's pulsing rhythmically. And you can see this like as you're camping, as you're approaching it. But nothing seems to like approach your camp or anything.
Okay, and is the green light visible as darkness descends, or was it also visible during the day, during the light?
It's barely visible during like the light. You can just see the pulse of light in the lighthouse. But once darkness descends, you can now see it like pulsing out like a beacon.
Okay, so it just did not appear in the night. It was there, but not as visible.
Yeah, it's not as visible in the daylight.
I suppose then we rest and get up to it in the morning. Or what's our timeline?
Make camp. You can go ahead and settle down and take a long rest if you would like.
Does it mean hit points and hit dice are back to full?
You get half of your spent hit dice, but your hit points do go back to full.
I
Rounded
spent
up, right?
2, so I get 1 back, right?
No, you get half of your maximum. Sorry, so you would get you would get 3 back because it's rounded up.
Okay, I'm back to 5 because I had 3. I can't go any higher.
Yeah, up to your maximum. All right.
Well, it's nice and comfy. I'm still melancholy about the lost lump of gold, but I suppose I'm making my peace with it.
Man, you're really not making your peace with this spell, though.
No, I'm not. Because I was so happy about the discovery and my ascent to it and the surprise. And you weren't just greedy enough to get it.
You could have grabbed. You were up there. You should have grabbed it if you wanted it.
I could have hit it a couple of times and then the bell would have fallen on your head. How about that?
That's good to me.
Oh my god.
All right. So yeah, you guys take your rest. You recover, and then I assume you begin to make your way towards the lighthouse area.
Yeah.
Yep.
The lighthouse.
Yeah, so like I said, you guys are kind of like walking along like a cliff, and there's like a narrow beach like below you where it meets the coastline. So you're walking along the cliff, and you can see like the outcropping of rocks that this lighthouse is like built on, and like the narrow causeway that leads to it is like slightly below like cliff level. It's like halfway between like the beach and like the top of the cliff. So you kind of have to like search around for like a way down there, but eventually you find like this kind of natural like fissure, like this narrow fissure, like the depression into the ground where there's like a staircase that has been like carved into the fissure. But it's narrow. It's like 5 feet wide, so it's like 1 by 1 down this narrow walkway. So let me just go ahead and
Make your roll initiative.
Oh no.
No.
Yes, that's what he always does when he gets this little tin voice.
I guess before I drag you over. So as you guys are descending down the staircase, you could see basically we'll say Sug is probably leading the way, as is usual in these sort of situations. I think now that you're a little bit closer to the lighthouse, you can still see like again, it's not as obvious, but you can still see that like greenish light that the beacon gives off, and it's like pulsing to it. And you can now hear like this sound, like this tuk-tuk, 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 in time with the pulsing. And
Lighthouse has a heartbeat.
Is it coming from the stone?
It appears to be sort of like emanating from the lighthouse, like the beacon. And you hear this like heartbeat sound in time with the pulsing of the green light.
Brad, in my travels, have I ever heard of a lighthouse with a heartbeat?
No.
Brad, in my travels, ever heard of a mimic lighthouse?
No.
Is that normal?
Just remember, Brad,
Most
if it deals acid
assuredly
damage.
not normal.
Okay.
Has he ever heard in his travels of ghosts possessing full buildings?
Probably not, but who knows? Anything.
Has
might
he
be
ever in his travels heard of
Oh
a
my
huge
gosh.
monster living
Yes,
inside of a lighthouse?
everything is deadly. You know, you might as well just lock yourself up in your room because everything is going to kill you.
Nice.
So as you begin to make your way, the staircase exits out of the fissure and like onto this narrow causeway. And again, it's basically like this. You have like this 5-foot path to walk on, and it's like cliffs to the side. There's a section where it opens up. You're out of the cliffs now, and you can see the beach to either side of you. And as you are exiting, you see to your right-hand side, Sug, as you're like the first to come out of here. You see what looks to be crawling along the beach. This massive, like oversized crab. You see it's kind of like scuttering along the beach, and it like sees you as you're kind of exiting from the fissure, and you see it like lifts it. So it's got one kind of like oversized claw and like one smaller one. It lifts like the oversized one and kind of begins to like wave it at you. Can you make an animal handling check?
Sag is going to make another animal friend.
I make animal. Can I guide it to myself? Or do I not have time to do that?
No, this is like a reactionary like.
Okay,
thing.
yeah. I wave back at it.
How good are you at speaking crab? Do you remember crab?
I waves pretty well, I think.
Yeah, so
starts clicking.
you're watching this behavior and this strange gesture, like kind of getting a read on this creature, and it seems to be like a friendly gesture of like welcoming. And you see as you're like waving back, it kind of begins to like rather than waving side to side, it begins to kind of like wave towards itself. And you can see like there's kind of like at this point of the causeway, there's kind of an area like it's a little bit of a shallower like slope to it. Like you can slide down the edge of the causeway like onto the beach down below, and still relatively easily kind of climb back up.
Okay, so it's making like a come hither motion.
Yes, it's come here, my lord.
I guess I get off the horse and then I'll slide down to get down there where I can get towards it, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so you slide down, and we'll just at this point you guys are kind of here-ish, and I'll drag you over now onto the map. To the map.
I still see the large map. Oh,
Hoggies.
I'm not seeing the large map in you. Yes,
Oh, it's
but I
crab.
lost myself.
Crabby.
Dude,
Are we
and it's like
getting
it's a
crab?
giant crab. It's not like a tiny little crab. It's a huge crab.
It's like the size of me.
Yeah,
Still
it's like
crabby.
It's like a medium-sized
Sug!
crab.
Sug, watch out! There's a big crab over there.
And Sug, as you kind of like come towards it, it eventually kind of like puts its claws down, and as you get within kind of like conversational distance of it, you see its mandibles move, and this voice comes out from it, and it says, "Well met."
Yeah, well met. I'm Sug Chus. What is your name?
He says, regrettably, the one that created me did not bestow upon this one a name.
Crabby.
Can you hear this from here?
Are you shouting that from the
No,
distance from the causeway?
You can maybe hear like Sug, but you can't quite like they're having like a normal conversation, and you guys are like off a ways.
How do I get down there?
You can just
I still
slide
vote
down.
crabby.
You can just slide down the
I slide
the slope.
down.
Me
So
too.
Snug is just like, well, you may have been created by somebody, but you seem to, possess your own thoughts. You can choose a name for yourself if you'd like.
Sheldon.
And, says, choose a name for myself. I never even considered the possibility. Yes, I suppose I could do that. And he should say Sheldon.
Yep.
Just says Sheldon. Oh, I mean, seems as good as any. We'll go with that. Sheldon it is.
Yes.
Asha, did you stay up here with me?
I'm not going there. They don't seem entirely in their head.
We're talking to a crab. I don't know what's wrong with you guys.
Are they talking to a crab?
You're talking to a huge crab called Sheldon.
Yes, I gave him the name.
Hey, don't be mean to him. Or
And,
her.
Not, but
Yeah, so it's like
it,
it like snaps his claws. It's like, so what brings you folks here? We do not get many visitors.
I think we are looking for a lost package. We were sent here by another person. They said that they lost something from a shipwreck, I believe.
And
Uh-huh.
he says, yes, there are many ships which find themselves wrecked upon these rocks. Some sort of creature has taken up residence in the lighthouse and lures them in to their doom. I know that there are 5 such wrecks buried beneath the rocks around the lighthouse as of current. He says, of course, creatures such as yourself might find it difficult to explore down beneath, especially given the dangers in the waters. But perhaps we can help each other. Kind of click, clickety clack.
Possibly. What happened to the lighthouse keeper?
And the crab does its best impression of shaking its head, which is like its whole body. It just like shakes its body back and forth. And it sort of says, I do not know that it happened before I was awakened.
When were you awakened?
It has been many, many years. He says, a sea elf, my master, Muriel, she awakened me. I cannot say why.
Where is she now?
Says, well, that is part of what I wish to ask of you. See, the current lighthouse keeper, this monster, whatever they are, killed my master, and her spirit still haunts this place in agony. I wish not to see her suffer anymore. Please, if you help lay my
Let's
master,
help Sheldon out.
if you help lay my master to rest, I can retrieve some of the treasures from the wreckage down below, without alerting the sharks that dwell within.
Wait, there's sharks? Okay. Alright, Friedrich will nod and he'll say, right. I can hardly in good conscience leave a beast to roam the lighthouse and draw more poor souls to the crushing depths. I turn to Sug. I look to Farron. Say no more. We shall defeat the beast. Isn't that right, guys?
He's very
Yes.
dramatic. But yes,
I
we
can
will.
see that.
I turn back to Asha and Nona and shout very loudly, "We're helping the crab!"
Good for you. Good luck in helping the crab.
Okay.
I
Wow.
shouted Evelyn way back.
I looked up and I'm just like, oh crap, what do I say? I guess I say, so your master's in the lighthouse, as it were.
He sort of like shakes his head and says, her spirit is bound to one of the rock formations along the causeway. I am sure you will encounter her spirit before you arrive at the base of the lighthouse.
Okay.
I can hear her wailing in the night from here. Such
That's
horrific
creepy.
cries.
Oh yeah, we can try. I'm not sure. Is she bound by choice or bound by guilt or bound by the creature?
I think she is bound by anger and regret.
Well, we'll do our best to help you out.
Yes.
Sort of like clacks its claws together happily and sort of says, "Yes, please, do this and return here, and I shall retrieve whatever treasures you wish from those vessels down below." And it sort of scuttles like back and forth and kind of like burrows itself into the sand. "I will remain here for the time being and await your return." It's like, doop, 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 doop.
I love this crab.
Ooh. Have to rename him. He's Sheldon now.
Sheldon now.
I think I want to get a crab now and call it Hermit Sheldon.
Sheldon is adorable.
Yeah.
I love Sheldon.
Yeah, so like it burrows itself down into the sand, and you can like see its little like some crabby eyes sticking out.
Alright, well,
Oh,
we shall return as when we have done the deed.
Yeah,
And I guess I'll, make my way back up.
no.
You need any help getting up here?
Yes, please!
It's like a
I-
shallow enough incline, but yeah, it's kind of like rocky and slippery. So yeah, you help each other up basically. You know, squeeze onto the
Oh, he's
causeway
right.
again.
Immovable rod and a rope. Oh,
Nice. I say to Ashinon, and it's like, okay, so Sheldon the crab has told us that a monster has taken up residence in the lighthouse, and that he will help us retrieve the treasures were we to slay it, and help lay the woman that awoken him to rest, as her ghost still haunts the place.
Is this like the silence?
that's weird.
I tell my horse to stay back here. We'll be back.
Okay, it remains
this-
on the cliffside or whatever.
Yeah, this is like a very thin, dangerous walkway to try to get him on.
It is.
What is your steed's name again?
I didn't name it.
You should name your steed. We've named Sheldon.
He decided his name. I don't really have a way to communicate with the horse yet, so maybe one day I'll give him a name.
Maybe once you
Quacker.
give it a name, a link will
Cla-
awoken and you'll be able to.
How about Clacker? He clacks a lot when he moves.
Wait, actually, I think I did name it. I think I named it after a bone. I forget what I called it.
I think you
It's
named
like-
it like tibia or something.
Yeah, I think I called it tibia. Yeah, I think you're right.
Tibia. Oh, good tibia. Brad, when I go if I go like pet a horse on the nose, what happens?
I mean, it kind of like
Um.
it retracts back at first, but then like you can, it acts like a normal horse would, like a normal tamed horse.
So a normal living creature
Before-
But-
offended by creature trying to interact with you.
But it makes no noise like whatsoever, and you're just like rubbing like smooth bone. It's
Yep.
very
Well, the
weird.
thing
Okay,
is-
but in all
the thing is-
fairness, probably before you reach the horse, you'd try to squeeze past Nona and myself, and you would probably fall back to the sand.
Yeah, they don't make way.
I mean,
Yeah,
sucks.
they don't make way apparently.
I mean, Sug's here. Like, where's the horse?
And back at the like way up,
horse is
back up
back
on
here,
the top
yeah,
of the
like-
cliff.
Yes, the
yeah.
horse has been left behind.
Oh, okay.
Did not
Never
did
mind
not
then.
proceed down the narrow stairs.
The narrow stairs are dangerous.
Never mind. I just asked about the name. I'll pet it later. All right, let's go.
By horse interaction.
Okay, question: how reliable is your crab information?
I mean, Sheldon seemed like a nice enough crab. Nicest crab I've ever met.
How many crabs have you met? No, never mind. Don't answer that. That was rhetorical. Maybe you've met a lot. And
Who's the crab talking?
what if he is serving the creature in the lighthouse and luring you in?
Why would you say that about Sheldon?
I mean, we were going in anyway, weren't we?
Like that too.
Yeah,
Am I able to move ahead here, Brad, or should I wait?
yeah. I mean, you can proceed like a little bit further. So you can see like there's these stairs here. They're like rough-hewn steps. They seem to climb up to like a tunnel that seems to be, judging by like the dampness of like the walkway that you're like walking along and like the top of these stairs. It seems to be above like high tide. You see like this massive like rock formation. It's about like 30 feet tall, all said and done. These stairs lead up to like a tunnel that seems to like cut through like the rock formation and like continue onwards. It seems to be though damp and like encrusted with lichen. It's like an 8-foot high cave inside that is traversable. I think as you get like that close, like towards the top, you begin to hear like this kind of like soft like weeping.
Soft weeping.
Mm-hmm.
Move, Farron, move. We must get up to Saga.
Nope.
Yeah, and you get about there. As you like round the corner, you see like there's this cave like carved into the rock formation. And there in the center of it, you see what looks like this ghostly pallid elf with like gills, webbed hands, and webbed feet, wearing this like sort of a long dress that almost seems to sway as though floating underwater, kind of like gently like lifted up. You can see she's like there, like sat on, like looks as though she's like sitting on a rock, like hands buried in, or face buried in her hands, just sort of like softly weeping. But as you step forward, you know, you're making like a bit of noise. Your footsteps echoing in the cave. She kind of like looks up, and you can see like she is obviously like dead. She doesn't look like she was alive. Like obviously there's like some sort of like deathly like look to her, and she kind of like lifts herself up, like again like looking as though she's like floating through water. She kind of like looks at you, like pointing a finger. She's you.
Nero?
How do you know that name?
I believe it's yours, correct?
Is it? It has been so long. My conch. Where? And she begins like looking around frantically for something.
Your conch.
She's sort of like looking where is? She says, you hear she like mutters like a name underneath her breath. Moisco. And then she looks at you like locking eyes, like unblinking. And she says, you bring me my conch.
Is it in the tower, the lighthouse?
She says, the one who dwells within that place must have stolen it. Killed me and stole it. And you see like she begins to like seem as almost as though she's going to like, let out this like scream, but like stop short.
Yeah. I'm like, well, we are heading to the lighthouse to hopefully get rid of the person that's in there. So if we find your conch, I can bring it back to you. Your friend sent us. I think he
Crab.
he is a crab, a very large crab.
Sir says, the crab yet lives.
He goes by Sheldon now.
Sheldon. What a silly name.
I look at Friedrich and raise an eyebrow like, nope.
I like it.
And yeah, you see like she begins to again like kind of like begins to like weeping. My conch, please. And again, like her voice like begins to like swell up almost to the point of like wailing, but then kind of like quiets down, like whimpering again.
Well, we'll work on that. Come on, guys, let's go look for her conch. I try to leave.
Yep.
And she doesn't stop you or anything. I think you all, as you're like
First a
walking by,
crab,
you like see
then
this like
a ghost.
ghostly elven woman like sobbing into her hands.
Ignore the banshee. Everyone ignore the banshee.
Yeah, I mean anybody like proficient in Arcana or religion could also
Or
make a
Curse
check.
Strahd.
Or Curse of Strahd.
Well, Sug is not proficient in Arcana or Religion, but I am proficient in Curse of Strahd, so that's good at least, I guess.
Yeah.
What's a conch?
It's a type of shell.
A
It's
seashell.
like, yeah, people like to use them as horns.
I've heard that magical ones can inspire worship.
Just because I like to do things
Yeah, magic ones inspire worship.
like that.
Ooh.
Ignore the banshee.
Okay, I have a question, probably unrelated. How come there are
Oh, that's
water
creepy.
elves? It
Hmm?
doesn't make much sense because elves are wood dwellers.
Well, there's different kinds of elves in D&D.
Yeah, there's sea elves and stuff.
There's like underground elves and sea elves and wood elves and
How
High
about
elves,
air
like,
elves?
I don't think
Air
there's
elves.
any like sky elves or anything as of yet. But
It could be.
there's like fairy elves, maybe like
believe.
Feywild elves.
What do you mean high elves? They live in high places. Like
There's
the
like
sky.
there's like shadow elves,
Oh god.
Anyways, yeah, so the pathway continues through the cave, and you manage to like carefully like tiptoeing by, manage to squeeze through, and you see it kind of like wraps up, and then you see like it begins to like weave its way kind of like up the cliffside towards like a building that is kind of like up there. Yeah, and I think
waterfall.
if you guys continue carefully along the passageway, I'll just drag you along to the next big area.
Hoorah. Whoa.
You kind of are ascending the stairs, and it kind of opens
Stairs
up a little
being
bit.
ascended.
As you can see, it kind of like reaches like a plateau area, and they basically
teleportation.
as you like are climbing up, actually we'll a little bit back. You guys are kind of making your way up the stairs. As you guys are like making your way up, Sug, I think you kind of like see out of the corner of your eye as you're like nearest to the top of the stairs, like over in this direction. There's like there's kind of like an area like a fenced in area of the rock cropping like on the other side of this building, with this like low kind of like one of those like stone fences where it's just like assembled from a bunch of like random sized stones and stuff like that. And you notice there's like large bits of like straw and like feathers and stuff like sticking out of it. And I think as you like get closer, you see there is this vaguely like humanoid like creature like perched onto the ledge of this fence. Long sort of ragged black hair hanging down. Vaguely like feminine kind of like form, but instead of like arms, you just see they like end in these big like feathered wings, and her legs are like bird's feet with like large talons on the edge of them. And as you kind of like are approaching, like cresting the top of this hill, you see like this creature like takes off, like flying in the air, and begins to like swoop around, as if it's like heading towards the shore, and like sees you, like looking down, like sees all of you, and lets out this like shrieking noise. And at this point, let me just clear this first. I would like
Sad voice tone.
I would like some initiative, please.
Initiative.
If I could have one initiative, please.
Brad, get the combat music. Let's go.
One moment. Just need to edit this to make sure it's not whispering. Never whisper, please. Thank you.
Never whisper, please.
Never whisper, please. Yeah, and you all see these creatures approaching. And there you go. This one has a handout, so there it is.
A harpy. I mean,
I read it as Harry. Is her name Harry?
Maybe.
Maybe.
nah, it's harp.
Could be.
I'd still do it.
Mm.
Or maybe she's a Henrietta?
Possibly.
Oh, Friedrich is trying to do it. I want to go to the lighthouse.
What's with the weird? I don't know why they made these dynamic lighting walls the way they did. This is weird. These are unnecessary walls.
Unnecessary wall. Get out of here. So you can't see up the cliff.
Yeah.
I guess, but like, you could though.
but the way that the walls also work, like if you get to the top, you couldn't see below, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I know.
Very weird. All right, so start descending. Let me see here. Review. They cost the players. All right, Friedrich, you are first up as you see this like group of harpies kind of take off towards you.
No combat music, Brad?
I don't know if I have
Thank you, Sug.
Well, you're not hardcore.
You're not hardcore.
Oh my god.
Unless you live hardcore.
Unless you live hardcore.
That fucking song.
We'll do this one.
Oh my god. Alright, so how far, like, away or up or whatever, apart are these harpies?
So they're about like 50 feet up, like flying in the air. As they're approaching you. I put a little like wing icon on them, so they're flying. Flying.
So they're 50 feet up. Alright, I think that still means they're within range of Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, so basically like they are like what rather than like calculating fucking distances and shit, they're like the furthest away from you of like height basically. So like if they're 30 feet away from you and 20 feet up, they're 30 feet away from you. If they're 30 feet away from you and 50 feet up, they're 50 feet away from you.
Yeah.
Well, I could also shatter them. Yeah, they're all in range of that. Oh, but I might cause a landslide. I don't know. Maybe not, actually. Wait, no, but they're 50 feet in the air. It'll be fine, actually. Never mind. Yeah, okay.
There is no Pythagorean theorem in D&D 5e.
Nope.
There's also no like utility in geometry because, you know,
Yeah.
5,
No Euclidean
10,
theorem.
15.
Exactly.
I will shatter, to like hit all of them.
Very well. You cast your shatter spell. They're going to make con saves. DC 16. Wow. 1, 2, 3. Those will
13
fail.
thunder damage.
They take 13 thunder damage as they like shriek out in pains. Feathers kind of scattering around.
Nice, nice. And then I was supposed to get off this narrow cliff face, so I guess I'll use all of my movement, 10, 20, 5, 30 to get up to here.
Okay.
That's me turn.
Yeah, after all of this time, I still haven't actually gotten anything I can use.
No range
From a distance,
capabilities.
so I'm just gonna move.
You need to get yourself a bow.
Yeah. It was like double for like moving through another player.
Yeah, it just
Yep.
costs you 10 feet instead of 5.
So.
You need to borrow Sug's light crossbow.
Damn, I meant
I guess
to
I'll just
retrieve
move
my
right here, I
daggers,
guess.
my darts, and I forgot again.
And I guess I'll take the dodge action since I have nothing else to do.
Sure.
How large is your breath cone?
It's only like 15
Not
feet.
large.
Yeah.
It was like 15 feet or something.
Mhm.
Yep. It's pretty small.
Okay, so you move and dodge. Asha, you're up.
What's the range of the dagger? 20, right? Not the dagger, the dart. I apologize, the dart.
Yeah, it's 20 short range and 60 long range.
Yeah, so they would be within the long range, but outside of the
'Cause
short
they're-
range.
Yeah, because they're 50 feet
No,
up.
if I move a square, which I just did, this one will be in range.
No, because they're 50 feet up. They're flying.
In the air.
Okay,
So they're 50
then
feet
I
away from
move
you.
back a square so I can calculate my moving distance. Do I even need to do something?
I mean, damaging the enemies usually helps, but you could wait for them to come to you. They might eventually do that.
Okay, that's 40 feet.
It'd be 45 because you're moving through somebody, so you'd end up basically just a square back from there. Yeah.
Do I
You
feel
would end
like
up next to
covering
Friedrich.
Friedrich with my body?
I don't know. Do you?
I mean, Friedrich wouldn't complain.
There's your answer.
He
Right
sure
there.
would.
But he's a hero with the Dragon Slayer sword. Surely he's got this handled.
Probably. I believe.
I'm the only one that's done damage so far.
This is true. This is true. Don't worry. Nona's gonna have a turn here in a minute.
I will move up here and dodge.
Okay.
And that's that.
Dodge.
Sug.
I'm just targeting the one in the back, I suppose. I'm gonna
Okay.
go ahead and make a wisdom save or take 16 necrotic damage. It could fail if it wants, Brad.
Nope.
Nah,
Nope,
No,
never.
not today.
a
And then
chance.
I will move away. I'll move back here.
Okay.
Where did you go?
Up.
Nona.
Alright, I'm gonna. This doesn't look like a good place to be against harpies. So
What? No, it's fine.
I'm gonna go up like here-ish. And take my normal basic lame attack.
Lame attack.
My lame attack. It's not the good attack.
On this one, I guess.
Okay.
I can see it. I don't know how the elevation's like here.
They're up basically from that ground level, so yeah, you can see it.
Well, if 16 hits, 7 damage.
16 does hit. You deal 7 points of damage. All right.
Are we gonna see the rare Nona throws a second dagger?
Oh yeah, you're right. I can do that.
You could do that.
Yep.
It's a bonus action.
We never
Fun
see it because it never happens. It never comes up. But
Yo, 9.
All right. 9. Cool. Sweet. Then it is the Harpy's turn. They begin to sort of spread out a little bit.
No.
they didn't like your thunder
My big-
ways.
No, my big boom boom didn't like it.
Yeah, so here for now, these ones kind of move forward, waiting. This one over here, you see it kind of begins to like fly in a circle, and as it does, you begin to hear this sort of like harmonious, like sing-song, like lullaby-like voice, like ah, and like it begins to kind of like push into your mind. I need all of you to go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw.
Why is it never a charisma saving throw, bro? Come on.
Why wisdom?
Yes, done.
These pitiful rolls. Oh my god.
That's not great, by the way. That's pretty bad.
So, Friedrich and Sug, you were fine.
good.
Nona, Fiora, and Asha, however, you are charmed by that particular harpy.
Hey!
No, I'm not. Wait, I have advantage against this.
You have advantage against it. You can roll again. You,
Nice.
you are still
Good
charmed.
advantage.
You are charmed. While charmed, you are incapacitated, which means you cannot take actions or reactions. And you ignore the song of other harpies. If the charmed target is more than 5 feet away from the harpy, you are. You must spend your turn moving towards the harpy by the most direct route. You do not avoid.
Wait, does that
opportunity
mean we
attacks.
just like
But before moving on to damaging terrain, such as a lava or pit, or whenever it takes damage from another source, you can repeat the saving throw. So basically, this on your turns, you are, unless something crazy happens, on your turns, you are going to have to charge towards this harpy, but you get a save to avoid, like, charging off the ledge and falling.
Yeah. You get a chance to not take a leap.
Yay.
Actually, I think Asha's probably okay, right? Because she can't get... Like, for her to get closer, she'd have to
She
climb.
would begin climbing towards it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So these ones...
Actually, I was pretty wise in staying where I was.
They see you guys kind of resisting. I think this one, it moved 15, so there's another 5. Yeah, I'm gonna move up to... We'll say... Actually, they can do this from fucking miles away, so...
Miles.
It's going to fly over here, and you see it does... It begins doing, like, the same thing. Theron, Nona, and Asha, you ignore it completely. But Friedrich and Sug have to make another wisdom save.
I think I'm good.
You
think
are
he's good.
both fine. And the last harpy is going to let out a shriek as it descends towards Friedrich.
The hero.
And,
The hero of the story.
attacks you. Once with its like raking talons, and then you see they have like these rudimentary clubs that they're carrying. So first attack, 14 I think misses you.
Miss.
And then the club also
Question:
misses.
How are they holding the clubs?
They have like talon hands basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
And don't
hands,
they
right?
have wings?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got.
Yeah, they have 4 limbs and wings. They have arms, legs, and wings.
Well, these ones in particular have they've got like wings coming off of their forearms, like, but they have like arms with like wings kind of like attached.
Gotcha.
All right, so that is that. Friedrich, you are fine. You are able to act. You are not taken in by the song.
Yep.
There is one currently directly in front of you, and you see some of your friends kind of mindlessly gazing towards these harpies.
I'm like, oh, what's wrong, you guys? Would I be able to do a check to know if I know that they're charmed?
You can make an Arcana check. I'm not sure you know exactly like the cause of what has happened to them, but it's obviously they're not entirely of sound mind. Like something has been done to them.
Okay. Sog, don't listen to the song. Is it possible? Now, would it be? I think you have to hear it. How can I plug my ears? Would that be an action?
It would be an action to like dig through your bag and find something to like shove in your ears. Yeah. Shove some wax in your ears or something.
I think I will actually do that, to be honest. Because I have a -1 to my wisdom save.
Yeah,
so
it's literally dumb luck that you didn't also fail.
yeah, I know, right? So I'm gonna spend my action, Brad, to fumble around and I don't know, either like tear off some cloth or get some wax, like you say, from a candle, and just stick it in my ears so I can't hear the song and I'm completely deafened.
Okay, yeah. So you are deafened, so you automatically fail ability checks that require hearing. You cannot hear. So the sound kind of blends out. Does that have a? I think that has like some sort of effect on spell casting.
It does. Deafened?
Yeah,
I think it means if I have to do something with a somatic component.
Yeah, it's got somatic. Or no, verbal components.
A verbal component,
Oh,
yeah.
it actually doesn't anymore, I guess. At least that's what it says by the condition.
Oh, I think it's in the actual like spellcasting section that it says.
Oh, is it? Okay, got you.
Well, it's okay, because Bardic Inspirations is not a verbal component, so I believe, I remember correctly, you can use them on your saves as well? Number, ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. Is it worth giving a Bardic to one of these to like try and beat the save on their next turn? Or give it to Sug to deal stuff? I'll give a Bardic Inspiration to Nona. I trust you, Nona, not to attack me with it.
Yeah, sure. Good luck.
Alright. And that's my. And then I suppose that's my turn.
Theron is up next. So, as I
Time
said,
to charge mindlessly.
yes, you
Yep.
begin to like. It's not even like a mindless charge. You're kind of like lured closer. Like it's a slow kind of like walk towards it.
Yeah.
Like waving back and forth. You're charmed by this this voice. So you get up to like the edge, moving towards it. You get onto the edge. Your foot's like stepping on the edge. Rocks are like tumbling down. And you can go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw as you go to like step off the edge.
This is not gonna go well.
Pass.
Oh.
Yeah!
Oh,
Minus
Never
2!
mind!
Minus 2! Let's go!
Okay. So just as you were about to like step over the edge and like plummet, you suddenly like come to, and like everything has been like a blur up to this point. So you just suddenly kind of just like find yourself for some reason like standing with like 1 foot over the edge, like about to fall, and you like instinctively kind of
Oh
like,
no.
jump back to like catch yourself and stop yourself from falling, and you just like look up and you see this harpy sort of like singing in the air in front of you, still about like 50 feet up. But you've stopped, and because there was like a save between like then and the end of turn, you still have the rest of your turn because you saved against it.
I think you should attack this one.
I'm just gonna hit that one then.
Yeah.
And let me do the same thing I always do, just smack it.
Yeah, smack it good.
Wasn't that the one that was damaged?
Yeah, it was.
This was,
they are all damaged.
yeah, they all went down.
Yeah, but the
I
one that
think
was
this
like
one-
double.
Yeah, this one took Nona hits too.
Is it
So
dead yet?
as you snap out of it, you look over to this harpy and you just slice down. It puts up its like arm instinctively to like block it, and you like cut into its forearm and just like shear the feathers and the wings off of its arm, and it like the wing segment like falls to the ground, and it just shrieks out in pain before like falling over unconscious and tumbling over the cliff.
Deserved it. Let's be real.
So, I don't think you have another means to like take your second
No.
attack, unfortunately. So that is kind of the end. You can like move yourself a little bit because I think you.
Brad,
What?
she could improvise throw her sword at the other harpy. That's all I'm saying.
She could
It's
disarm
not
herself.
gonna go
She
well.
could disarm herself and chuck her sword over the cliff into the ocean. Sure.
Exactly. It would just be a flat strength check at disadvantage to throw her sword at the harpy. That's all I'm saying.
Something tells me
okay?
she's probably not going to do that.
Why would she let go of her sword in the first place?
Throw it.
No, thank you.
So, Asha, you similarly at the beginning of your turn are charmed, and you basically must spend your turn climbing up this mountain towards this harpy of the air that is like charming you. So you do not, because you do not have like the threat of falling in danger or anything like that. You do not get like an extra save on it. However, you basically like end your turn like clinging to the cliff over here, and you can make another save at the end of your turn.
Meaning
I
now?
believe.
Yeah, basically now. Like, your turn ends because you're incapacitated. You can't take any actions or anything. And then you get to make the
Was
save.
it a wisdom?
It is a wisdom save, yes.
I think it's no. It's a no.
Why was
Or
your
is
previous
it?
wisdom save +6 and this one's only +4?
I don't think it was.
I don't know.
Oh wait, no, I was
No,
looking.
it
I was
was
looking at
+4.
Sug. Never mind, I was looking at
Sug's
Sug.
+6. His monks, though needing wisdom, are not actually proficient in wisdom saves.
Okay. All right,
Uh,
wizards.
They're proficient in strength and dexterity. Anyways,
Okay, let's see.
yeah, with a 10, unfortunately, you are still captivated by the harpy spell.
Whoa, whoa.
Sug.
I still can't do anything about it anyway.
I will try to do something, I suppose. This time, if that one in the middle could, if it could fail this save, that would be ideal.
Try it.
All right, Brad.
Yeah.
And then I will walk over to Theron and hand Theron my crossbow.
Thank you.
He's so sweet sometimes.
It is a light crossbow. Unfortunately, you can only fire it once, even with extra attack, because it's a crossbow.
Okay. That everything then?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything else to do as bonus action. Let's take a
Okay.
step back.
Nona, you are captivated by the harpy song. You begin walking towards the edge. Go ahead and make your wisdom save.
You have a D8 bardic if you need it.
You
Think
do need it?
Probably need it.
You probably need it.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Oh.
So, as you are like walking over the edge, like about to take a tumble, suddenly you like, for some reason, like Friedrich begins to like break through. Like he begins like, I guess like speaking into your mind, right? Like shouting is not working at you, so he begins to like telepathically like speak into your mind, like shouting at you to stop, and like you snap out of it like moments before tumbling from the cliffside.
God, Friedrich, shut up! What the fuck?
It worked!
Okay, I get to attack still?
Yeah, because it ends prematurely. You are no longer incapacitated and charmed.
But she
Murder
made me
time.
move, so...
Yeah, she
Let's
was a
do
jerk.
this.
Made you move.
Stupid jerk. 12
12.
damage total. Alright. Very good. So that's that. Very well. It is the harpy's turn. That one is dead. This one sang its song. This other one has sang its song. This one uses a bonus action to continue singing. I think this one flies up, using its bonus action to continue singing. Those of you that saved against this one specifically previously, which is Sug and Friedrich, you were fine. You were immune to it. Those of you that were drowning it out because of the other harpy, you, however, do have to make a save against this one. So Theron and Nona have to make a wisdom save against this one as it continues singing.
Oh my god, Nona!
Nona's once again charmed. Theron, though, shakes it off, and you are now immune to both of them currently.
Charmed them, sure.
Oh, that's a James Bond line.
And
Sure, it's good to be enough.
this one, I think, is just going to continue to just hang out over the cliff for now.
For now.
For now. Fuzz a little bit that way. This one, I mean, it's got you charmed. It kind of swoops down to where Asha is, and is going to attempt to grab you.
How kind.
I'm not supposed to be resisting.
You're charmed, but that doesn't actually stop you from like resisting grabbing. It's just like a charisma kind of thing. So yeah, you can still like resist being grabbed.
I would like to, please.
Okay. Well, strength and dex are the same, so. All right, so you can make an athletics or acrobatics check, whichever is higher, and you need to beat a 21.
Oh, no.
So sad! So sad!
All right. Unfortunately, you are unable to escape the clutches as this harpy kind of grabs your clothes by like the back of the neck and begins to lift you up, flying half its speed, basically like up into the air. So it's now like dangling Asha like 20 feet up into the air, above this cliffside. It had to descend down a little bit to get to her, so we'll say it's probably about 20 feet above the cliff at this point.
Well, good thing I'm not afraid of heights.
Okay. Freddy.
Yep. I mean, you said getting hurt gives you another save. It's worth attacking Nona.
Let me just double check.
You did say damage. earlier.
Whenever it takes damage from a source other than the harpy, they can repeat the save. So yes, technically, you hurting her would give her another save.
Mmm.
And you know she's bad at
Nah.
wisdom, so make fun of her and then give her bardic inspiration afterwards.
A big mocker. They give her a bar and be like, hey, sorry about that.
Well, you just mock her and then you apologize.
Yeah.
Oh god.
No, don't give me disadvantage.
Alright, no, I think I'll just give you another bardic so you can make that save again, hopefully. I'll just vicious mockery this one that's grabbing Asha.
Okay.
Alright. Oh, sheet cooperate, come on.
Never.
If it could fail that, Brad, that'd be great. There we go.
4 points.
See, Sug, that's all you need to do.
You fail my wisdom saves that are 16 damage. Or 13 damage.
It's 4 damage and disadvantage on its attack. It's, you know.
Yeah.
And then as a bonus action, I will give Nona another bardic inspiration. And like, oh no, come on, we've been over this. Then I'll like keep moving over here, I guess.
Theron, you are fine. But both of your enemies are currently in the air.
Yeah, but
And one of your
Pretty
friends are
sure-
in the air.
I just got a light crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I
You can also
handed you
just-
one.
Punch me.
You just punch. Yeah, you could punch Nona and try to snap her out of it.
You could punch her and then shoot the crossbow, actually. That's the only other way you could use your extra attack.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll punch Nona. And I'll just say, like, sorry!
Okay.
Knock her right across the face.
I guess yeah. Just roll like one of your weapon attacks, and we'll see.
Oh no.
Because there's a chance she instinctively dodges.
I think she does as well,
She did,
actually.
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Alright, well, you still have your crossbow, so shoot the fucking harpy. You're fine.
She's her in the foot. Well, you could shoot her and
even
I don't
hit.
know, nail her cloak to the cliffside so she doesn't tumble off. Or how about just grabbing her physically?
It's actually not a bad idea.
Is that
The
even
13 hit the
possible?
harpy.
Hmm.
Yeah, you could grapple her, technically.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, instead of shooting, like try to grapple her, you could do that.
Then I can't shoot, right?
Yeah, that would be replacing your second attack.
That's fine. I'll
Alright.
try. I'm pretty strong, so it should be fine.
Yeah, it's an athletics check, and then she contests with athletics or acrobatics. If that is what
Just
you want to do.
for some reason, she picks athletics this time.
She
You
could
don't-
technically, I guess, but I mean,
I mean,
Also,
do I
like-
have to do everything in my power to get out of it?
um,
Probably.
Don't. She has a bardic. She has a bardic inspiration, guys. Come on.
I would say
Oh no.
Okay, just shoot the harpy.
Just shoot
Shoot
the
the
harpy.
harpy.
She has a bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I'll
She'll
just
be
shoot it.
fine.
I'll shoot it. That's fine, I'll shoot it.
okay. Which one?
Will
are you
it
doing?
hit,
The one
though?
that's got Asha.
For 6 points
I
of
guess just the one that's
piercing
right
damage.
here.
Okay. 13 hits, 6 damage. It kind of like instinctively like kind of flinches back, like its flight dips like a little bit, but it manages to like catch itself. It's pretty
Bad.
wounded at this point, but it's still grabbing Asha and like carrying her into the air.
Why
Okay,
does she
Suck,
need me? What does she need me for? Am
Let's
I
hang
going to
out.
be a
She always
human?
thought you were super cool. She was in
Look,
your fan
she's,
club.
It's okay. Sug's gonna fail another spell against it, and then you'll be fine.
It's very hungry. So you are already within 5 feet of it, so you do not move any closer. Not that you could, anyways. But
Give it a little hug.
it does not end the charm. So basically, you at the end of your turn, you get another save against it.
Let's see how wise I am. I
I
pressed
mean, you
it.
have a pretty good chance of succeeding on this.
Oh my god.
With an 11, you suddenly like snap back into
Oh
things,
shit.
and you are just like in the air, suspended over this like super tall cliff, like in the clutches of this harpy, and you sort of like. You get that like sort of like record scratch freeze frame. You might be wondering how I wound up in this situation moment.
God, but DC is
But
so
that-
low
that's
as
okay.
well.
I don't care.
But that is your turn, so you're now just sort of dangling in the air there. Sug.
Oh my god. So Asha missed it by 1 earlier. That is unfortunate.
Yep.
I guess I don't really want to kill the one that Asha's playing with right now. I'm gonna try to kill the one that.
Asha has Featherfall though, doesn't she? It's a
Exactly.
That's
reflex.
slow
so
fall,
she'll
but
be
she's
fine.
currently like 20 feet above the level you're at, and is also like suspended above like the steep cliff, so it's going to fall quite a distance.
I'm gonna use this. Oops, that's not the one to use. But I'm gonna use that on the other one.
The other one?
Yeah, the one that's got no. Look, I rolled lower, Brad. See, you can take it this time. There you go. 8 damage.
8 damage. It's more acceptable. I'll accept that.
Great. And then bonus action. I really don't want to do anything else. So I guess that's it. That's all we got.
Okay. Nona. Again, you feel sort of compelled to like begin stepping off the cliff towards this harpy, but you can make your save.
Well, do you have your D8?
Good thing you have that D8.
Oh my god!
All right, well, Nona, unfortunately, is unable to resist stepping off the ledge and begins sort of falling down the cliff.
When you finally land, you get to make another save.
So, you begin tumbling. Can you make a dexterity save for me?
Keyword make.
Okay. So with an 18, you manage to, because you still have sort of like your instincts. You're incapacitated. You're not really sure what's going on, but you still have your instincts. You manage to instinctively guide yourself down to here instead of falling all the way down to here. So you fall a lesser distance. You splat right there. That is, I think it's about like 40 feet, we'll say, that you end up falling.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Splat was the keyword.
Wow. You
Nice.
take
Wow.
6 points of damage. You land prone. And you can
Okay,
make
she's
another-
very light and nimble
you can
and
make
just
another
tumbles over the
wisdom save,
rocks.
yeah.
Another save. Come on. Hell
Okay.
yes!
This time you snap out of it.
After falling
the rocks.
that far, you were like, nah, not
Let's
doing
look
it
at
anymore.
action.
Do you still have our action?
Technically.
Yeah, you're prone, but yeah. I will say that basically used up like your movement.
Okay, so don't have enough to stand up.
Probably not. No.
If I bonus action dash, can I stand up?
You could, yeah.
I'm gonna do that. And I'll
I
just
wanted
throw
to
one
within 5 feet of
blade.
your ally.
True.
We're embracing each other, actually.
All right.
Oh,
Are you
who
doing
is
it
she
at the- Yeah,
standing
which one are you doing it at?
near.
Okay, you're doing it that one.
Please don't
Yeah.
touch it. I'm shouting at you not to touch it.
I
Shoot
mean,
the other one.
You are completely
feather fall.
incapacitated.
Yeah,
Or wait, no,
it's
you
fine.
succeeded. So yeah.
You don't get to
I'm
shout.
fine. Yes, I'm just
I saw you
dangling
fall off
there,
a building
aware
and
of
be
my
completely fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're,
All right.
You're favorable. You're fine.
That one, this psychic blade cuts through it. It dies, suddenly becoming a very heavy, dead weight that falls on top of Asha. Asha, you begin falling. Can you make me?
I told you not to shoot it.
Can you make me a dex
You'll be
save?
fine.
A dex
What about
save,
feather
please.
fall?
She doesn't have feather fall. She has slow fall.
She
Oh.
can slow fall, yeah.
Okay.
See, you're fine.
You are able to catch yourself and land basically on the highest one of these, falling a distance that is inconsequential for your slow fall. And so you
Okay,
managed
I
to, like, grab
had
the ledge
a
and
plan,
slide.
guys. I had a plan to grab its wings and slowly guide it towards a safe spot and within grasp maybe of your melee attacks. And what did you do? You ruined the plan.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's still dead.
It's dead, so.
So it doesn't really
It's
make
fine,
a difference
But
to
it's not
me.
as cool as that.
It's fine, I got it.
Okay.
And what am I supposed to do now with that other harpy? I'm essentially useless.
You have shuriken.
You can dream about the golden bell.
Well,
Exactly.
speaking
If
of
I get
the
charmed
other,
again, you can punch me.
Speaking of the other harpy that is currently still singing, bonus action, it continues to do so. Nona is immune to this one, Theron is immune to this one, Friedrich is immune to this one, Sug is immune to this one. Asha is not immune to this one. So,
Roll save.
Yes.
Asha. Hell yeah, let's go.
you are once again charmed.
So you weren't gonna get to do anything anyway, apparently, because these. I don't know what is wrong with your wisdom saves today.
Oh my god.
This one
Cursed.
is going to...
I am very disappointed and, I don't know, dispirited.
I
by
mean,
the
you're
loss
still
of
on the right
potential
side.
treasure.
You're still on the side where you actually have to climb up.
Friedrich, you're kind of standing on the edge here. This one flies down to you, like within melee range. Reaches out with like its talons to like grab your shoulders. Go ahead and give me an athletics or acrobatics check, as it will.
Acrobatics.
Okay, you
Ka-cha!
manage to duck out of the way as you like realize its intent, and it like screeches at you. And then, yeah, that's it. Kind of dangling there in front of the cliff in front of you. And it's your turn.
Nice. Yep. As it like, goes to grab me and I duck under, I'll like swing my swords up to cut it as it passes. Dragon Slayer, nat ones, amazing. Scimitar, crits apparently.
Of course.
This
there you
is
go.
know what?
the dragon. We told you. You gotta use that sword on the dragon.
I'm just gonna use a flourish because just cause I'll
Just 'cause.
make it a defensive one. Why not? /R 2d8. So I gain 12 extra AC and it takes 12 extra damage.
This is the part where I say technically the flourish doesn't add to your attack damage and isn't doubled, but you still kill it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yay! Sliced its belly
All
right open.
And with that, it tumbles basically down into the sea, and Asha, you snap out of it again, very very frustrated and angry.
Yes, but still healthy.
Got
But
hurt.
still healthy and none the worse for wear.
I make my way. I step
I-
over to Sug and shout very loudly, "Is that all of them?"
I got hurt a little.
I cover his mouth and nod.
Thumbs
I'll
up.
step over to Soak to give him his cross.
Yeah, thank you. I take it back.
I take out my makeshift earplugs now.
Walk my way back up.
Well, they're making their way back up the cliff. I guess Sug, he takes his backpack and dumps out like a pile of bones. And then
What did you do to the horse?
the horse is back there. You saw the horse. And then he
It's a different
take-
pile of bones.
yeah, it's one from back at the building, the church, not church, but shrine. Yeah, and one of the old couple of weapons. I throw it on the pile, and I'm like, "Don't worry, guys, I got this. We're gonna
Oh god.
shut up, Brad. We're fighting the bad guys with the bad guys. It's fine. I'm just gonna spend a
Oh
minute,
no!
cast a spell. It's no big deal.
I just stepped back.
All right, let's see here. I wasn't necessarily prepared for somebody to have this spell, so I gotta.
What do
see
you
if I
mean?
have the,
I'm a cleric.
well, I don't even know
You
if I
gotta-
have the skeleton in here.
Oh, the skeleton staff. It's part of the basic
Oh, man.
basic ones. I have the stats. I mean,
I know, but I
don't-
need like a token to
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
skeleton. Nope, but I do have some nondescript skeletons from something else.
Okay.
So you're gonna have one of those to be the token.
Fantastic.
There you go. There you go. It's a regular normal skeleton.
This is name regular normal skeleton.
Not a weird, creepy shadow.
No,
cat.
can we call it regular normal Greg and then it will be RNG?
Damn it, Greg. All right, yeah. So you pour out these bones and just kind of animate them into a skeleton.
Yeah, he like does the whole thing where he makes a tiny blood sacrifice, yada yada yada, and then bam,
Etc. As it is.
the usual.
The usual.
We fight darkness with darkness here.
Yeah.
I had a whole,
Alright,
I had a whole thing like a descriptor of what Sug does, but I don't want to do it anymore.
I mean, for what it's worth, there's not really like the same implications of like trapping a soul in the body or anything like that. With the
Yeah,
way this kind of works, but I mean, you're still like taking a corpse without its permission, which is but you're not like entrapping its soul like
Exactly.
in it or whatever.
He knows that. He knows that soul's not attached. So he's just like, this was like I mean, these people seem to be like worshippers of the other deity, I guess, And he's just like, you know what? These guys seem to be soldiers. Their fight's not over yet. We got to fight the forces of the void. So come back. That kind of thing. Here we go. Got a
So
skeleton.
is it a human skeleton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like a hodgepodge. It's got like half of
Yeah,
an orc
it's just a bunch of
skull.
bones.
It's just a bunch of random bones. He didn't take a full skeleton. Just a bunch of random bones that made a skeleton.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's
It's got like
hodgepodge.
6 forearms.
Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, you do that.
Yep, that's there now.
Got ribs
Great.
for legs.
I was gonna do it before the whole harpy fight, and I just never. I was like waiting for an opportunity, and then the harpy showed. I'm like, wow, I wish I had my skeleton with his bow attack. He also definitely just fallen off the cliff.
What's the normal
Yeah, exactly.
HP of a skeleton?
13.
14.
Yeah, 13 AC, 13 HP. I believe. Let me look again here. Yeah, 13 AC, 13 HP, and they got a +5 to hit, or +4 to hit, blah, blah, blah.
Should have control of it now.
And does it have its own initiative?
I'm just gonna make it go on his
Or
turn. It's just
That's fair.
it's just gonna go on his turn.
Yeah.
I miss
Makes it
having
easier.
a robot dog.
It's skeleton robot dog. Same difference? Question mark.
Or it could have assembled into a beast instead of a humanoid shape.
Right, well, yeah, you do that. You take the minute to cast that, and it doesn't seem as though any further of these harpies are coming after you. And you are now
All right.
You're basically at the base. So there's this building, this sort of vaguely kind of weird Tetris shaped building, and then the lighthouse proper is basically on the top of it. It's probably a living quarters or some shit like that.
Shall
And there's
we?
a big double door.
Maybe it'd be best if we all plug our ears as we go in. There could be more of those harpies.
Nona can communicate with us telepathically, but it's only one way.
I can communicate with you all telepathically as well.
It's not only you guys
No,
can talk back to me. You just can't talk to each other.
Nona's is two ways. Freddy's is one. Freddy can talk
So I
to
can
people.
I can
but they
set
can't
up
talk
everybody
back.
except Frederick, but I'll have to be the nexus of communication.
Fine.
You speak
You
to
know,
me, and
like
then I
a phone station hub.
yeah.
Basically,
I'm
you
the
guys can have mental conversations very slowly.
I have to repeat everything,
Individually,
translating
to
it
each
into
person.
Nona language.
There's a skeleton right behind you that's about to slash your head off. Hey, wait. Give me a second. I gotta relay it.
Yeah.
Duck.
Wait, who is that supposed to go to? Anyways.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use
Just
like
that.
whispers.
It's a very, very useful thing to say to anyone
For
in
4
any situation.
hours.
4 hours.
Nice.
Psychic.
What's for 4 hours?
I plugged my
Oh.
ears.
Mentally
Everyone
speak.
but Friedrich is linked to me for 4 hours.
I'll plug my ears too.
Yeah.
Slug's not gonna plug his ears because I still want to be able to hear other things that show up that aren't harpies. So I'm gonna leave my ears unplugged for now.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
Sug,
you
still
succeeded on
hear-
all of the wisdom sayings.
You still hear that sort of, and it's louder now as you're getting closer to the tower. The rest of you can't hear it anymore, but you can still feel it. It's shaking bassy reverb through the stone foundation. This
I just feel like that's way creepier.
yeah, and you make your way up there. I assume you open the door.
Yeah.
Do we have any other choice?
I mean, you could just leave.
What?
It's just an optional
and
endeavor.
Why leave if there's
And
treasure?
And besides, we
Of
can't
course,
let
there is
Sheldon.
treasure. There
We
has
can't
to
let
be.
Sheldon down. We promised him.
And
Yeah.
then again, there is a hysterical dead elf that is going to
That
be
doesn't
unhappy about
matter.
the count.
Sheldon is all that matters.
Listen, we're gonna put that banshee to rest, and then Sheldon's gonna become our friend. That's how this is gonna go. Into the lighthouse.
Just remember that Sheldon cannot disassemble itself and put itself
Accepted.
into Sug's bag.
God, you find one skeleton horse, and now you're spoiled for all of our pets. Honestly.
Who, me?
Of course.
No, Asha.
Oh,
Or I suppose it could make a pretty eccentric ride. Would you get motion sick if you rode it sideways? I mean, the crabs travel sideways.
Probably not.
I mean, what if you just people ride horses side saddle, so
It's true.
Yeah, but I
okay,
mean,
as
even
we
if
push the
even
doors
if they run
open,
horses that way, they still look forward.
I see a door here, Brad.
Well, that's what I mean. I would sit
Okay.
like my legs in front of the crab and then like let it like look sideways as it goes sideways.
Yeah, so you see there's a door in the south. You're like in a little like foyer room basically. There's a set of large like double doors into this like curved wall, which is obviously like the base of the tower.
I opened this
itself.
door.
And I think as you're like entering into here, you begin to hear like this like rumbling, and like those of you that are still outside right now with Nona and Asha, as you're like scrambling in, you notice like flashes of lightning like striking the top of the tower. There's like this big metal rod at the top of the tower, and like lightning is striking down and like hitting it.
Any adverse effects on the building?
Doesn't seem to. Like it hits that rod and kind of channels down through the rod. But it doesn't seem to like shake the building or anything like that. All right, yeah, you headed down there and you open that door. You open that door, son. Yeah, and it seems to lead into what appears to be a 15-foot high room, the walls of which are adorned with frescoes that depict ships being tossed on stormy seas, with this dark and terrible godlike entity looming above them and smiling at the wrath and destruction. Set into the west wall, you see this dirty, salt-encrusted window. And then to the south, there's a stone altar with lightning bolts carved into it, basically standing there. And you see there is a metal rod descending from the ceiling above the altar that like splits itself in two before it embeds itself into the stone. And I think as you like enter into the room, you see the rod kind of like glowing with like red hot energy and like crackling a little bit.
Please don't touch it.
I opened this door.
Through the window, you can basically see like the wrecked mass of like several sunken ships jutting out from the water.
Saw that. It's very sad.
There's another door in the south of the room.
Yeah, I opened that door as well.
Okay. This door you see leads out onto the little ledge, like that fenced-in area where the harpies were nesting. You could see like there's rotting vegetation, bones of previous meals, etc., etc.
Any eggs?
No, you don't see any eggs, at least, but you can like, kind of begin looking through. There's like a lot of nesting material here.
Yeah, I'll have a quick rummage through looking for shinies. You know how it is.
Okay. Friedrich begins to rummage through. What is everybody else up to in the meantime?
Sorry if you mentioned it, but what is this door?
Yes.
Is it locked?
There's a big set of double doors. Doesn't appear to be locked.
Can I peek in?
Yeah, I mean, you could push it open. Kind of like look inside. It's the
Sure.
as expected. It's like the base of the tower, and you see spiraling staircases begin to move up. The inside of this tower is basically kind of pulsing with this greenish light. There's like a landing maybe about like 20 feet above you.
A window?
Yeah, it's like a salt encrusted window that like looks out. You can barely see.
He's kind of like up against the window, kind of like peeking at it.
As you're looking out the window, Sug, you see like amidst the shipwrecks, what appears to be like this massive kind of like shark kind of swimming around. And
That is pretty large.
it like dives back down into the water.
Great. It's pretty large. I don't like that. Definitely not megalodon sized, but not small. So I guess we'll wait till Friedrich's done, and then we can head up the stairs, right?
I mean, do we have to?
Oh yeah, we're saying telepathically. Like, no, we just leave it. Let's go.
All right, Friedrich, you find the eggs. They immediately hatch into like 20 harpies. No, so
My
you
harpy.
rummaging around, you don't find any like eggs or anything like that. But you do find this vial like caught in like this tattered bag that was like wrapped around the bones of like a previous like person that succumbed to these harpies. And it's filled with this like cloudy green liquid. And it has these sort of like little bubbles like floating in it. And as you like unstopper it, it smells of like salty sea air.
You can take a little sip of a potion, can't you, to determine its effect? Yeah. I'll take a little sip.
Okay, you take a little sip of the potion, and like you're like there, like trying to like figure out like what's different, and like nothing has changed. You feel the same.
I have a feeling this is like a potion of like water breathing or something, and since I can already breathe underwater, it just doesn't do anything for me. Anyway, I'll make my way back.
It's
I
kind
have
of a
like
weird, salty tasting liquid.
Yeah. I make my way back. I have the potion in hand. I say telepathically, I guess one at a time. I found a strange potion. I'm not really sure what it does. I think it might be a water breathing potion, but that doesn't really do anything for me. So
I mean, you could try it.
I already did. Didn't have any effect on me. Like I say, if it's a water breathing potion, but I wouldn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
I give it to Sug. Have a sip.
Wow, thanks. Why would I have a sip? I don't need a sip.
Okay,
Fill it
for
up.
sure.
Hey, look at all this water that you can go swimming in, Frederick. You can breathe underwater. It'd be great.
Yeah, I was considering that until the crab mentioned sharks. So.
It's fine. I'm sure they'll leave you alone.
Sharks never hurt anyone.
Have you ever seen
Yes, I
Jaws?
imagine.
Because I have.
No, I haven't.
Wait,
Damn.
aren't you
was
supposed to be
quite the
proficient in
play.
handling sea animals or some such?
He's not Aquaman.
Yeah.
He's not a Triton.
Just because I can breathe and swim underwater doesn't mean I'm Aquaman.
Are we ready to go?
Yep, let's go.
Let's go.
Sug,
Wait, did anything happen to Sug?
Sug,
after
add water breathing question mark potion to your sheet, please.
I just added a potion of water breathing. If it's not, Brad will correct me later.
It's true.
If I ever drink it.
Oh, there's a door
it's
here.
Just it's a replica potion of water breathing. It just, it looks like and smells like a potion of water breathing. It tastes like a potion of water breathing, but it actually just does nothing.
It's actually a duck.
It's like a non-alcoholic beer. Lies to you.
You drink it and it turns you into
Yeah, there is another like small door like at the bottom here.
I'd like to open the door.
Okay, you open the door.
I'll open the door.
You see another small sort of room beyond.
We'll carefully peek in the room.
Okay.
carefully, quietly.
Defined
Yes.
carefully.
I will like.
Yes, while
I think he wants you to move your
four
token.
other people and a skeleton are
Like-
bustling behind you, trying to peek over your shoulder and trying to push you into the room.
Sug is very quiet, so listen to how quiet Sug is. Boom. Disadvantage. No. Very quiet.
Like I want to peek around the corners.
Okay. I guess
Quietly.
make a stealth check then, if that's what you were angling for. Okay. So you very quietly peek around the corner. As you do so, you see it's a 50-foot high room. It's got two north-facing windows. To the south, as you like peek around the corner, to the south, there's this like barnacle encrusted chair, and you see sitting in the chair is a half-orc that is like clad in armor that looks as though it's been made from like the hide of like an octopus or something. It's got like all these weird like little like suckers on it and stuff like that. And you see resting in their lap is this opalescent looking conch shell. You see in the center of like the armor, there's just a massive gaping hole in the left side of his chest. It's just empty. And they are like sitting there like they look pretty still, but if you take a moment to like look at them, their chest is like rising as if they're like breathing. But like there's no way this person could be alive. There's a big old fucking hole in their chest where their heart should be.
Hey, I think I see the conch thing.
Go ahead, take it.
Does anyone have the levitation spell?
I'm gonna try to.
No.
Negatory.
All right,
Oh,
I'll try. I'm gonna try to sneak in, see if it reacts to me entering
Okay.
at all.
So as soon as you kind of like come out into the room, there's really nothing else to like give you cover. So there's nothing to really like hide behind. So as soon as you enter into the room, like you begin to sneak out, you get like to the corner, you sneak out. As soon as you enter into the room, it like shifts and notices you. Because again, it's empty room.
I'm gonna try to jump back into the other room.
And you see like it suddenly like jerks upwards, moving as you kind of like you duck back. It like jerks upwards, and you hear this shouting, which none of you understand except for Sug. You hear this shout. For most of you, it's like this deep guttural language. For Sug, you understand it. It says, "Who goes there? Leave this place."
So just like he wants us to leave.
Well, he has the thing.
I guess Sug yells back in Orcish. She's like,
He also should very much be dead.
yeah, Sug yells back in Orcish, we're here for the conch.
You shall not have it. And you hear like the sound of like this like staff like clinking above the onto the ground, and then it's kind of like this rumbling up above of like the thunderclouds.
Sug shuts the door.
Okay.
He doesn't want to give us a stab, guys. I say that telepathically. Oh wait, no, I say it out loud because Fraser's here. But also telepathically, since everyone's got fucking things in their ears.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it out now as well. Doesn't seem to be any more harpies.
Yeah, I guess nobody except Sug heard the shouting anyways.
Alright, what's the situation?
Angry orc man with hole in chest. And staff. Probably, I don't know, some type of caster? Wizard?
But he has the whatever we're here for.
Yeah, he's got the conch, so Nona's going to sneak in there and get him somehow.
Alright, cool. I'll be here ready in case it goes south.
There's
Ask him if he
nowhere
wants to
hide in
trade
there.
it for anything.
Great.
Alright, let's go kill him. Again.
Great.
No, let's try and trade it for something first.
He seemed pretty aggressive when I said we were going to get the conch. He said he said no.
I thought you'd be all down for killing something like this, Sug. You had that look of glee in your eyes last time.
Oh, I'd love to kill it, but I don't think it wants to give us the... we could definitely try to kill him. I just think he's going to be pretty tough to kill.
You first.
Oh, me first?
I look at Farron, you first.
Why me?
Anyone but me first.
You're the tank.
How about your skeleton friend?
It was
he's
this
not
door,
really tanky.
Are we talking about the stairs or about the door?
It's the door. I actually tell the skeleton to get up
I'll
on
go.
the stairs and like shoot his bow if he sees someone open like through the doorway.
I'll go.
Wait,
I'll
if the
open it.
skeleton went in first, would it have reacted, I wonder?
The skeleton will definitely get blown up immediately if it goes in there first.
No, I mean the orc. Would it have considered it hostile?
Probably.
I mean, do you consider living skeletons hostile? I know I do.
Yes, but it's also a dead skeleton. Maybe they would have connected on some undead level.
Maybe
I don't
they-
know whether he's actually undead or if he's just kind of like undead, kind of not really undead. Who knows? We'll see. I think Farron said she was going in
Wait,
though.
where's the dune at, Brad? Is that coming from this room?
It's coming from above you. Like the whole tower is shaking.
Anyway, I open a door.
Wait, before you open the door, hold on. I just like I grab your hand. I'm like, wait.
Go on.
What if the dune? Because you said there's a hole in his chest where his heart's supposed to be. No. What if his heart's somewhere in the tower? We just go get rid of the heart and he dies, maybe.
Does it work that way?
Or maybe he's so happy he
I don't
will
know what way
relinquish
it
the
works.
cause. Or maybe he's... Hey,
Alright.
I
what
mean,
if
we could
he's
have someone go up
you guys-
and see if there's anything there.
You guys hold the door. I'll go look.
Alright, Taryn, hold
All right.
Oh, Discord is crashing. Discord is crash. Oh wow, this is very interesting. I guess I have to do this because Discord is not responding. So. Okay, there it is. Discord and task. Kill yourself, Discord. Cool. Now open yourself again. Checking for updates. Downloading update. No, Jesus. Okay. All right, we're gonna do some text role play. Do 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 do. Discord is updating. Oh, all right, actually, I think we will just call it here. All right, well, technical difficulties. Anyways, we are just going to end things off here as we are close to our ending time anyways. So, we will be back same time next week to see what happened.